and learn the motorcycle piece by piece. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and learn the motorcycle piece by piece. I got that camera, this camera, so you can see everything. And this is just to get you familiarized. Now, like I said, it's just like bowling, just like starting a new game. You have to know the rules, you have to kind of know what things are. So I like to do everything with full gear on because I like to practice how I preach, and I always ride with full gear. So if you do have full gear, it's a good idea to practice. And I'm doing it here at the apartment complex. Now you probably have a new bike, it was delivered to you, you don't know how to ride yet, maybe you don't even have your permit yet. Hopefully you go get your permit. It's just the written part in some areas. But we're going to go ahead and practice basically just staying in this parking spot. I got my overhang, so if you're in a garage, you can do it in the garage. Make sure you have the garage open because you might have exhaust and you don't want to suffocate there. But driveway, maybe right in front of your house on the street. We're not riding anywhere. We're just learning the actual systems here and understanding. I got my rock form mount with my phone so I could see what everything's happening here. But we're going to go ahead and just jump into it. So we're going to have to learn the parts of the motorcycle. So we talk about primary controls. We talk about secondary controls. These are all terms you're going to utilize in the MSF. So let's just go over those key terms here. So primary controls, what are they? You have your throttle right here. This is going to be on the right side, so it's going to be that whole throttle thing. This is going to give the bike power. You have a front brake lever on the right side. That's going to control your front brake on your tire on the front. That's going to give you a lot of power in braking. This is when I say progressive braking later on. You're using a lot of that front hand doing that. On the left side, this hand grip, this is a hand grip, but it's a throttle, but this hand grip itself does not move. It should not move. So if it does, you might need to repair it. So it should not move. So that's going to be a key indicator of what's different on both sides. The front lever over here on the left-hand side, that is called the clutch lever. The clutch lever goes all the way. The front brake lever gives you a lot of resistance because it's trying to brake. So the clutch lever will go all the way, and that's going to engage and disengage the power to the rear wheel. So you can give this a ton of power, and we got FedEx, this is part of the deal here. You can give it a ton of power, but then if you pull the clutch lever, none of that power will go to the rear wheel. So if you ever run into a situation, you're like, oh crap, squeeze that front lever, and it'll remove all power to that rear wheel no matter what. So that's really important. That's a safety thing. So if you ever get out of control, squeeze that front lever all the way. And if you're going to crash into something, give it some front brake pressure, which we'll talk about later. So primary controls, like I said, let's go over it real quick. We have the throttle, the front brake lever. We have the clutch lever. The handlebars, to me, are a primary control because you need it to turn. And then let's go ahead and move down to here. We have the shift lever on the left foot. The shift lever is going to go down 1 for first gear, and then it's like a half click up for neutral, another half click for second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Those second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth is going to be a full click. You'll feel it when you start doing it, so we'll go ahead and move off on that one. We're going to go around the bike, and we have the rear brake lever on the right foot. So if you are a car driver going into motorcycling, it's going to be very natural for you to slam that rear brake because you're used to using your right foot to apply the brakes on the car. So be careful with that one because it only applies about 20-30% power. You really want to utilize that front brake most of the time. If you can do both, that's great, but as a beginner, we're going to focus really on that front brake, and then we'll use some rear brake when we get a little more confident with that. So those are the primary controls. Once again, throttle, front brake. We have our clutch lever. We have our handlebars. We have our shift lever on the left side. And we have our rear brake on the right side. Primary controls. Secondary controls are going to be everything else basically. So usually you're going to have a bunch of buttons or very minimal buttons depending on the model motorcycle you get. This is a Honda Rebel 500. So what I have here is the engine cutoff switch. Now this is going to be something just like the key where you use your thumb and it'll shut off the engine, the power to the engine. The battery will still stay on, but that will shut off power, and that's good for when you're parking and you don't want to reach over or wherever your key is at. You could just stop and park, shut off the engine, and then you can side stand down and then turn off the battery with the key. We have our hazard lights right here. This is the electric start. So once you turn the key on and you're ready to go, everything is doing its checks, you can click this button right here and start the actual bike. Okay. So right here we have high beams and low beams. So these are your Yeah, you're passing. This says pass right there. So you can actually click that sometimes on some models and it'll just flash the high beams. But these are your high beams and low beams button. You have your electric horn. Some horns are pneumatic, so air, but most bikes have an electric horn. Right now it's not doing anything because the bike's not on. We have right here our turn signals. Okay, some turn signals, they auto cancel when you actually finish a turn, like in a car. But sometimes, and most times with the motorcycles, is that when you turn left, it will stay on the whole time. So sometimes you have to push it in to cancel. So turn right, push it in to cancel. That's pretty much the system right there. So now, what we're going to be doing is actually turning on the bike. So we just familiarize ourselves with the primary and secondary controls. Now we're going to turn on the bike. And once again, we're in a neighborhood, and it's about 3 p.m. here, so nobody's really out and about. So I'm not going to hopefully bother anybody, because it's not loud either way. So right here is the key for the Honda Rebel. This is where it goes. So you just put it in, and you turn it, and everything. Sometimes it's right in the middle of the stem right here in the motorcycle. So find out where you put your key. So just like a car, if you have an older car, not a key fob, you just turn it. And what happens is that it starts up the process when it comes to the motorcycle. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it back off. So that there's nothing here, I'm going to turn it back on. And it's going to go ahead and do the reboot process just like in a car. So right now it's showing that it's neutral. We have a neutral green light. That is important to understand and know. We have the engine oil and ABS right here. So that engine oil will kick off once I start the bike itself. Like I said, here's the shut off switch and everything. So even if it's off and I try to do this, it won't work. It'll only turn on. It's doing the checks again if I do that, and it's on right here. Okay, so we turned on the bike. Now what I like to do, and this is a good habit for you to do, is once you have the battery on, you check and make sure you have your running lights right here. Those work pretty well. Let's make sure my headlight is on. Headlight is on. I have my turn signal running lights on. And I'm going to just do a quick check. You don't have to do this every time. I just want to show you guys what it looks like. So when I have it turning left, there's the left indicator. Does the left indicator work? Yes, it does. Left indicator work? Yes, it does. Let's go ahead and practice pushing it in. It cancels there. Cancels. Cancels. So I'm just showing you what the primary controls look like too. So I'm turning right, turning right, turning right. Very cool. So once again, practicing pushing it in, cancels it. So here's the hazards. I pushed it in, it stays on. Hazards are working. Hazards are working. We're just playing with the controls themselves. We're not really just doing a pre-ride check. We're just doing the controls to show you. Here's the horn. It makes a little noise, not a big deal. Let's go ahead and do the high beams. So there's the indicator for the high beams. It's blue. And now all 4 of the LEDs are on. So if I go ahead and turn it off, only 2 of them. Okay. And let's go ahead and double check the pass button too. So I click it down for my bike. So some motorcycles have cruise control. Some motorcycles have traction control, different modules. You can play with the buttons right here. You can change your trip meter and everything. You know, average 51.7 miles per gallon, all that stuff. This is a lot of fun. Now, what you don't want to do is leave your battery on the whole time. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn it off real quick. Because now what we're going to do, and I've been showing you briefly how to mount the motorcycle. So what we're going to do next, now that we kind of got an idea of where all the controls are, once again, real quick, throttle, front brake, clutch lever, shift lever, rear brake. Let's go ahead and turn on the motorcycle. Now, this is going to be a little scary at start, you know, you've never really done it. You're scared it might fly off and everything. So what we're going to make sure that's going to happen is that we're going to be in neutral, okay? So if you've only driven automatic cars, there really is no neutral unless you put it in neutral. So with a manual transmission, you have to actually put it in gear. One of the main things that it wants to stay in is neutral. So we're going to go ahead and turn on the bike real quick. And what I mentioned earlier is that green light indicates that it's neutral. Now, if you're if you got an older motorcycle, or there's a short in the circuits somewhere, sometimes that green neutral won't pop up even though you are in neutral. So I don't really trust neutral too much, that green light. I do like that it does have a gear indicator on the bike itself, but still, I don't trust it. And one way you can verify it in an analog, I guess, way, or a physical way, is I'm going to go ahead and squeeze this front brake. I'm going to lift it off its side stand. And right now it won't work. It won't move because of the front brake. But if I let go of the front brake, it should be able to move. Now that's important. Okay, so if it was in first gear, I'm just going to pop it in first gear real quick. You notice the green light's off. It says it's in first gear. If I lift it up, no front brake, it gets stuck. It gets stuck. So that's really important. I'm going to do a half click up right now. There it is in neutral. And that's important when you park on a hill. I like parking in first gear. Maybe some people they can't just roll it away. They might, if they don't know anything about motorcycles, they get stuck in like what's going on. So I don't know. So here we go. So we're in neutral. I verified it's in neutral. Let's go and verify it one more time. Yep, it's in neutral. You don't have to do this every time, but I like to show you. So we're in neutral. I'm going to go ahead and squeeze the front brake. I'm going to swing my leg over and sit. Now I'm on the side stand still. It's kind of leaned over a little bit. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the front brake, hand the handlebars, the one that doesn't move on the left, sit it straight up. Okay, now I'm sitting here. My feet are kind of keeping it planted. Feel pretty comfortable. Now what I'm going to do is lift my side stand up. That's that thing that was on the side, that like a kickstand on a bicycle. Use my heel, lift it up. Very good. So you can also test if it's in neutral by doing it this way, just sitting on the bike. So before you take off, kind of double check. Once again, if it's in first gear, it's going to get stuck. It's not going anywhere. Okay, let's go ahead and get it into neutral. Half click up. There it is in neutral. Now, since we're in neutral, it won't take off when we start the bike. Definitely some of the newer ones won't take off if you have the side stand down in first gear. But you see a lot of people freak out when you take off in first gear, because then it really launches you a little bit, okay? Especially if you dump the clutch out. That's, you see those whiskey throttle people. So I'm going to show you what it looks like starting it up in neutral right now. I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to turn it back on. Battery is starting everything. Engine shut off is off. Engine shut off is on. And I'm going to go ahead and squeeze in the clutch. I'm not going to twist the throttle to give it gas, and I'm going to hit this electric start. So now the bike is on. Now I double check again, and you're going to do this quickly. You don't have to do it slowly every single time. You just get used to it to the point where you're in and out real quick. So I'm going to slowly release the clutch lever, because remember, when you squeeze the clutch lever, no power goes to the rear wheel. Hey, look, it's all the way out. I'm in neutral. It's a real neutral. Now, what does it look like when you stall? This is a pretty scary thing. So I'm going to show you. It's not usually a big deal. That's why you always have your hands on the handlebars. You don't just sit back here and go boop, and then you just like give it throttle, whatever. You don't do that. I'm going to go ahead and put it in first gear, clutch in, and I'm just going to let it out super quick. We're going to talk about friction zone, how to get going right after this, but this is what happens when you let it out super quick. That's it. And remember, it's in first gear, so it doesn't want to roll anymore. So it's not like you do that and then the bike's going to take off, or you do that and the bike's going to keep rolling and you're going to have to like try to figure things out. No, it's stalled. It's stuck right here, just like if it was in first gear trying to move it. So we're going to go ahead and put it in neutral again. And we're going to go ahead and turn off the bike. And we're going to go ahead and squeeze the front brake lever. We're going to go ahead and put the side stand down, set it on the side stand. It feels secure. I'm going to swing my leg back over, and I'm going to get off the bike. So that is how you start it and stop it. So we went over what all the controls are, how to start and stop it. That's going to be the easiest thing that we're going to do. Okay, this is something you can do in your apartment complex, or in your driveway, or in your garage. You obviously don't want to be in the garage with enclosed space, the garage door down with the engine going, but this is something that you're going to need to know. So this is like the tutorial intro to bowling and to playing pool, to playing darts, playing that new game. Is like, now you know how the machine works, but how to get from point A to point B, or how to ride around in traffic, that's where it starts getting a little tricky and where a lot of strategy starts to happen. So what we're going to do is we're going to move into friction zone and braking, because those are huge things. Remember, friction zone is going to be the clutch, and the braking, obviously. Yeah. Get into some braking, some friction zone. That's part of the first version of the Smart Rider Training Manual. Working on version 2. How you doing, Elad? We got 3 videos today, so we're going to kind of get ahead of that. You know, you guys are just now joining. We got 3 videos today. We got 2 Motostars, 1 Crash Bandito We're gonna be going over some crashes and close calls like we always do, guys. You know how we do that. How you doing, Level? I think it's Level, but Level. McElhenney, how you doing? Hopefully I said that right. How you doing, Colin? How you doing? Once again, we got the what was it? The top fans thing. That's why you guys are seeing some crowns in there. Elad, Colin, tied for first. I don't know why it gives you 2. That'd be kind of cool if it said tied. Blader, how you doing? You have a workout session about an hour. Yeah, you might miss some of it, but that's fine. We post them. You know that. I got a little workout session later today too. I'm gonna do that. Lots of stuff happening. So how's everybody? Like, how's everybody's weekend? Let's take a look at the schedule. What did I get done? What did I have on my schedule? All right, since Tuesday. Oh yeah. So yeah. So my Stella, my dog. I need to re-email the therapist, but she's an ESA. Basically confirmed. I just got to get the letter. So she's an emotional support animal. So that's kind of cool. I mean, it's fun stuff right here. We're talking about some fun stuff here. We didn't do an After the Ride podcast. I think I'm going to pause the After the Ride podcast until I'm able to move in fully to my new place. So that right now showcases July. No After the Ride podcast, basically. We're going to get back into it. It's not that I don't want to do it. I enjoy doing it. I want to get back into it. But right now, the place that I'm at, completely torn apart, basically. Like, everything's just getting packed up. Not much, and it's just no room to really kind of focus in on anything. So I've just been focusing on what kind of matters. Got to watch Superman. Anybody watch Superman yet? I watched some Superman. And then some safety team stuff at the church. I had a little 2-hour shift of, monitoring and making sure everyone's safe. So I did that. And then today we're on the live stream. We're focusing on some crashes and close calls, but got some cool things, some things that are in the works. I like to share a little bit of behind the scenes. This is a tentative thing. It's not set in stone yet. Who knows if it's going to happen, but I'm very interested in it. I think it's a great opportunity, but there is an opportunity to work with someone. Maybe I can start sharing a little bit about it, but maybe it would be kind of fun for you guys to, show some support, because they're pretty excited and I'm pretty excited. So anybody here, before I even say the name, anybody here know who Tramoto is? I want you guys to see if you guys know. Anybody know who Tramoto is? It's like Tramoto. Anybody know who that is? They reached out to me a couple months ago. We were just kind of chatting. Everything kind of aligned. They do motorcycle trauma kits, and they just started, and now they're like, boom, like full speed ahead, running with it. And they're doing a good job. I like the stuff that they're doing. I like their kits. And so was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday I talked to them on the phone. I talked to the head honcho guy, Ethan, on the phone for about an hour. And we were just kind of talking about like our stories and like how we started, the origin story behind Danny the Fireman, behind Tramoto, and kind of like what they're doing, what I'm doing. Maybe we can figure out a way to collab. Maybe we can figure out a way to make some content, some educational content for you guys, for their audience, and then you guys too. And overall conversation was great. I think it was great. And there's an opportunity, possibly, like I said, it's tentative. It's not set in stone, but it's moving forward, that I get to have a presentation with them, like present with them on something, and we're still figuring that out, at Michigan State University in September. So possibly. Okay, I'll keep you guys more updated on that as time goes on. But I get to talk about some rider safety and whatnot, like the things that I do. They get to talk about traumatic stuff, like not in that way, but like motorcycle crashes, how to use the kits and all that stuff. So there is an opportunity to speak to a bunch of people at the university and whatnot, and they are the ones that provided that opportunity. So I'm I want to take that opportunity. So I think that'd be a lot of fun sometime in September. Elad, they added you to the newest video. Oh, we're gonna see Elad. We're gonna watch the newest video first. So before you hit your workout, we'll get to that. And I think that'd be kind of cool. I think it'd be kind of cool to do like a nice little presentation type of stuff. And it has to fit with what I'm doing. So like my main priority, my main goal is to get the Smart Writer training manual out. So I want to kind of give you guys the new syllabus, because I did the rough draft, the first edition, first version of the Smart Writer training manual. And I like it. I enjoy it. It was a good test of things, you know, like, so you can think all you want, you can write things down all you want, but until you actually do it, you don't know if it's actually the right thing to do, and it's not the and maybe it's not like exactly how you feel it should be. And that's kind of what happened. I started doing the apartment parking lot stuff, and I think it went great. I looked over my old Smart Writer training manual and the lesson plans and everything. I think that's kind of the direction I want to go. And a big part of what I want to do is really get you guys this foundational training. So we're going to head into the class. There we go, real quick. And I just want to give you guys the outline of the new Smart Writer training manual. So it's a lot. 4 pages almost. And it's just in bullet points. And we're talking 80-something videos, possibly 120 pages of a book. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and it's going to be fun, though, because like all this stuff, I already know how to teach, and I already know how to do it, and I've already done it before, just not as good as this. So the Smart Writer training manual, you know, kind of go over the main things here, you know, just like what are the principles, how to use the training manual, what are the table of contents, whatnot. So the main ones here, let's go ahead and bold them. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's bold the modules, and I'll update this in the future. 5 modules, 6 modules, 7. And it's going to be updated a little bit to make it a little bit easier. Maybe not necessarily modules, but... All right, we got 10. Let's just call them chapters. 10 chapters. So right here, we got motorcycle gear. So we're going to be talking about motorcycle gear. That's very typical. You guys want to know what motorcycle gear is. I'm not going to go over types of motorcycles because you guys are going to get whatever type of motorcycle you want to get. At the end of the day, this is all foundational stuff. So any kind of motorcycle that you get, you're going to learn. So motorcycle familiarization, that's pretty simple. You know, you guys do that in the MSF. It's one of the first key exercises that you do. And so we're going to go over primary controls, secondary controls, how to mount and dismount, startup procedure, and all that stuff. That's very important to know, obviously, before you start riding. But here we start to get really into the meat and potatoes of it all. So the basic motorcycle operation, you know, basic shifting. We have to do some friction zone. We're going to set up the drill. So this is where it starts to divert a little bit and a lot from the MSF. So we're going to actually set up the Smart Writer drills, which we have now. So I'll go ahead and talk a little bit more about that. But now we do have the Smart Writer drills in booklet form. They came in. I already sent out the ones of people that pre-ordered. You guys should be getting them real soon. I sent them out on Friday. Start and stop practice, shifting and stopping practice, because we're going to have to shift and then be able to downshift and stop. Basic skill practice, that's when we start the balloon drill. And the balloon drill is one of the first exercises in the Smart Writer drills. Let me go ahead and show it to you guys. The balloon. Boop. Right here. The balloon drill, it's a very big U-turn. Very easy. The glide is a couple more U-turns, but in the opposite direction. And so we're starting that process with the basic skill practice. And then some low-speed skills and turning. Okay, so we're going to do some cornering practice, which is going to be the orbit. I'm already giving you guys everything. The orbit right here. So it's going to be turning practice, cornering practice, stopping practice. So we're going to do progressive braking, some acceleration, because you have to accelerate to be able to get to braking. Turning from a stop, U-turn, straight line, wave, figure 8, sharp turn practice. Now, these ones right here, if you can complete that, you can complete your endorsement test in the state of Arizona. How you doing, Mr. Spoogles Spore? How you doing? Audio seems fine to you? Okay, good. I was wondering if audio was kind of messing up. So turning from a stop, right? U-turn, straight line, weave, figure 8. That's pretty much, if you can do that, I mean, stopping practice right here, that's pretty much the endorsement test. We do have, like this is the practice. We do have the actual skills test, though, so we're actually going to practice that. We're practicing the skills up here. And then we're actually going to do the test. So mercy braking, And I'm going to add in some emergency acceleration once again. Emergency swerving, U-turn, straight line weave, turn from stop. That's the actual test. We're going to actually do that. Basic road strategy. We're going to go over the plan method. We're going to go in depth in that right there. And then we're going to go over the common driver patterns. Now, there's a bunch more, but, you know, when we watch these motorcycle crashes and close calls, the ones that pop up the most is that side of the vehicle and open lane pattern. So we're going to go over some of the very common driver patterns that are going to help out the most amount of people. Common riding scenarios, look at all this. Okay, so we're going to go over the safety pre-ride check. Okay, we're going to do some apartment riding, neighborhood riding, some surface street riding, which is very easy. You know, low speed stuff like probably max 45, max 55 miles an hour, 1 or 2 lanes, not too crazy. And then city riding, same thing, but now we're going to have a lot more traffic. And then highway, mountain, rain, and night riding. So I have to actually, once it starts raining, I have to like, all right, let's hop on the bike and start filming. I have to be prepped and ready for that rain riding. Thankfully, it's monsoon season here in Tucson, so I'm going to get some type of rain riding soon. And so I really need to like film that part. All right, so motorcycle accident response. We're going to go over all that too. And that's kind of the cool thing when it comes to Tremoto is that we're going to hopefully get some new kits that I can put in the store so that you guys can actually have access to that. And then we're going to do some common motorcycle accessories, just the stuff that I use. I use a phone mount, I use a Bluetooth headset, and then I use a backpack for the most part, but you can use saddlebags. So this is the brand new Smart Rider training manual that I'll be filming, and the goal, and I already sent out an email to those of you that are signed up for newsletters in the ridingsmart.com. And so you guys got a little bit of a heads up on what's going to be happening. So basically the goal of this is to get all the filming done. I'm going to start in August because, like I said, all the moving stuff here. The goal is to get it all done by the end of this year, end of 2025, because the goal is to get it out spring. I want you guys to have it for the spring of 2026. And then from there, it's just a matter of kind of making minor adjustments. But I want to share with you guys Tremoto. So click the link that's in the chat. That's their Instagram page. You get to see kind of like what they're doing. These are the people that I'm hoping to be able to go to Michigan State University and have a nice little seminar type thing. And maybe we're going to be able to get something going where we can get you guys some good trauma kits and some good education. How you doing, guys? Oh, your internet just died? Yeah, no problem, man. No problem. Internet. Put a quarter in it. Gotta keep it going. And so that's what I'm doing so far. And right now I'm uploading some footage so I can make some Instagram and TikToks and all that other stuff. So we're going to wait until that's pretty much done. We got 4 minutes left on that. So the insurance between 150 to 400. Oh, geez. That's a lot. That's a lot. What else do we got? Oh, yeah. Just so you guys know, this is going to be the thing that we're going to promote at the beginning of these videos. Like I said, we got the new drill booklets in, and here's the discount. It's linked at the top of the chat. We got the new booklets in. Woo! We got all these booklets. We got a whole bunch more. These are just some that I grabbed. We got the new booklets in, 24 drills. 24 drills. There is a 20% discount right now. Check it out. Links at the top of the chat. I'll put it again in the chat. You get 20% off if you use Go Practice 20. And we're going to just start practicing. Because the goal is in September, we're going to do the new Smart Rider games. And I already have them picked out. I want to do the new designs. We're going to do the jellyfish. Boop, 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 boop. For one. It's going to be 4 designs instead of 8 this time. We're going to do the tuning fork. How you doing, Moto Gaga? We're going to get some of these. We're going to get those challenge coins out pretty soon. And we're going to do the beggar. And then we're going to do a hard one. We're going to do the roller coaster. So we got 4 drills for the new Smart Rider games in September. Go ahead and start practicing now, but you can go ahead and start practicing them with the Smart Rider drill booklet. 20% off, like I said. But that's going to be the thing that we're going to be advertising at the beginning of the videos. I don't need this many. Let's go ahead and put some over here. I don't need this many. It's too much to handle. All right, make sure everything is on silent. Make sure everything is on silent. How you doing? I don't even know if I'll make it for the... Oh, geez, you won't be able to make it? That's fine. That's fine. Thank you for participating in the first one. That was awesome. Go ahead and... You have a heat wave? Oh, geez. Yeah, we had a little rain yesterday. Well, a lot of rain, actually. But we're going to get some more. But let's go ahead and head into the classroom. Oh. There we go. Looking for some motivation for the crew after being on a motorcycle. Took the MSF last weekend, but failed the test on the U-turn. Tire went just over the line and the swerve. Oh, Ryan. That's not fun. Are you able to go back? Usually they're like, okay, come back at this time. We can redo the test because I'm assuming because in order to even get to the very end, you have to be passing all the other stuff. So I know that there's been a few times where when I was teaching, I would say come back at this time and then you can redo the test. I tried to offer it at the end of class when everyone left so they didn't have to come back. That's rough. That's rough. Yeah, they gave me a retest, just was super bummed. Okay, yeah, that sucks. It's a bad feeling. So you went over the line in the U-turn. So what happened with the swerve? So, I mean, on the U-turn, you had all these practice, during the class. I think it's like exercise 14, it's like you guys got like 20, 30 minutes to practice. And then when you were doing the actual U-turn, were you able to do it without crossing the line during those practices? Like what do you feel was the difference between the practice stuff during the class and the test? What do you feel was the difference for you? Because the same bike, same thing. The U-turn was, I was super close. They never said it had to be on the 20-foot box in practice. I only oh, there it is. Yep. Yeah, the 24 is for anything above 500 cc's. The 20-foot is anything below 500. And I'm assuming you guys were using 250s. So you would have to do it within the 20-footer. Yeah, that sucks. The swerve I was nailing on the practice, but somehow shifted into neutral, maybe panicked and didn't swerve. Yeah, probably a panic. Because you go into first, and I'm assuming you might have tried to shift into second, maybe, to get some more speed for the swerve. And then you accidentally shifted it half a click up. Is that a good guess? And then as soon as you felt the RPMs go up and you had no power, you might have panicked a little bit and you forgot to swerve. Yeah, that's my best guess there. I've seen that. I've seen that happen. So, best tip I can give you for the retest, because everything else seems to be fine, I'm assuming, right? So the best tip that I can give you for the retest is when it comes to that U-turn, because you have to now make it within 4 less feet that you're used to, really turn that head, turn those handlebars. And since you're doing that, it's going to want to fall in. So what I would do, it's a left-handed U-turn, right? So you're turning the handlebars left, you're looking left, you're getting, ready to turn that and make that turn. Move your right butt cheek before you get to that turn. So like because I know that part of the test, it's a tight turn to the right. You have to cross the other side of the box. And then once you get towards that dashed line within that box, you have to make a left-handed U-turn out of that box and then stop in that blue square, right? Okay. So you go ahead and make that tight turn. Boom, just make that tight turn. And then when you're going towards the right side of that big box to make that left-handed U-turn, when you're going towards it, do nice, easy, slow speed friction zone, and then get your right butt cheek. This is a little tip here to help out with counterbalancing, right? Get that right butt cheek almost off the seat. So you're really only sitting on the seat with your left butt cheek, okay? So that's going to give you a little bit more counterweight to that right side when you make that left-handed turn. So while you're going towards that very end of that section, while you're right after you do that tight turn from the stop, get that right butt cheek off, sit on the seat with your left butt cheek, and get ready as soon as you are, and use as much room as you can. So stick to the right side. As soon as you get close to that slotted line, turn those handlebars, look left as hard as you can. And since you have that right butt cheek off the side, it's going to counterweight that sharp turn and just hold it. And then once you get out, aim your vision at that square box, okay? So there's that. When it comes to the swerve, don't worry about shifting. Shift it first, go into first, right? You're at the start, they're like, okay, go. And then typically it's a right-handed swerve, but I think they're going to do the, left hand or whatever, right hand, like beforehand. Don't worry about shifting into second. You can hit 20 miles an hour because that's usually kind of like what they want you to do, get close. Just give it throttle. Give it some speed in first gear. Don't worry about shifting at all. It's gonna sound loud and whatnot, but the thing is, when it comes to the MSF and the rider coaches, there's only a few fail points. They're not gonna fail you for not shifting in a second. They're not gonna fail you for having a loud, high RPM bike. They can only fail you if you fail to swerve. So if you get into first gear and you give it throttle and you make the swerve, that's it. You're done. Of course, you have to apply the brakes afterwards and all that stuff. So there you go. You know how to brake, but you don't have to shift in the second. It's not required. That's what I would tell somebody that might have failed one of my classes. I think I panicked because they said I had to get to speed fast enough, and then the shift mishap. Exactly. So you do have to get to a certain. You can't crawl 5 miles an hour and then just do like a little baby swerve. They want you to get some speed. So first gear will get you that speed, but you're removing the idea of I have to shift, I have to pull in the clutch, I have to roll off the throttle, I have to shift up, and then I got to do the friction zone, and then, oh crap, the swerve is right here. So really, all you're focusing on is you're sitting there, and they're like, go, boom, give it speed. Give it first gear, go, and then swerve. 2 actions versus like 6. And so all you have to focus on is speed, swerve. Done. That's what I would do. Yeah, it's bumming. It's not a fun thing, but hey, Ryan, here's the thing. When I first got my endorsement, I didn't have MSF or any of that stuff. I thought I knew everything. I was a professional driver for the fire department. I've been driving for years in a car. I'm just going to walk in and take the written test. I failed the written test 3 times. I didn't study. That's the thing. Super bummed. I thought I just could do it, right? And after 3 tests, you have to pay a new fee and then have to do it again. Like you only get 3 tries with 1 fee. So I was super embarrassed that I was already been driving. I already knew everything, blah, blah, blah. I did not study whatsoever. I just went in. It's like, I'll just pass it now. I just passed it. And I failed it 3 times. And it was embarrassing to have to be like, hey, I got to pay another fee because I failed it 3 times. And I passed it the 4th time because the 4th time I actually studied. I actually read and paid attention. And then I passed it with 100, I think. I don't even know if they told you the score, but I know I just passed it. It was much easier on the 4th try. So yeah, it sucks. It sucks. Awesome, Ryan. Yeah, I mean, we got the drills. Once you pass your MSF, you can get your endorsement and all that stuff. Go into the parking lot with your new bike. Practice the drills because it's going to be helpful, okay? But yeah, so once again, when you're going to that left-handed U-turn, shift your
move your right butt cheek off the seat to the right. Basically just sit on the bike with your left butt cheek. Turn those handlebars hard, look hard. Look at the box that you're supposed to stop in at the end. Make that turn in there. Don't panic if you're getting close to the outside, because the moment you panic and you're getting close to the outside, you start to look at the outside, guess what's happening? You're going to go towards the outside because you're looking. Remember, target fixate on that blue box that you're supposed to stop in, not the outside where you're, oh crap, I'm going towards it. Okay, so really look. Okay, as long as you don't drop the bike, you're good. I think you're allowed to have a certain amount of points, and putting a foot down is okay. So double check for that part. And then with the swerve, just stay in first gear. Just stay in first gear. Simple as that. Just stay in first gear. Give it speed. You can get up to 20 in the first gear. It's just going to be loud, which is fine. Yeah. Yeah, Motogaga. All right, guys. We're going to jump into this one because, like I said, I got some work to do. Let's take a look at the intro. This is the new one. You said, Elad, you're in here? Let's go and take a look at that one first while he's still here. I'm looking for your name in the bottom left. Is it towards the end? There we are. There we go. Let me go ahead and do this real quick. All right, let's take a look. Sorry for the volume. All right. That's fine. We got some road noise. All right, this is Elad. I've seen the merging cars move to the left lane so they can merge. Very good. Position for safety. Located a hazardous situation. You're doing it, right? Let's see what happens, though. Yeah. Still in the blind spot. Yeah, they came over. Good swerve. Scary because you're close. But you got yourself out of their new position. Very good. That happens. That happens. So, I mean, like, the only thing is that you notice how, like, you're doing this the whole time. Yes, you moved. So, first you're like this, and then you move to here. You notice how, like, the line is still... Wait a sec. There we go. The line is still doing this to you because you're still in the blind spot. Even if you're way over here, you're still in a blind spot. Blind spot. Blind spot. So, that's the only thing right here. But you don't anticipate them coming over. But you do know that they're going to go in that lane, so now they're going to be in the blind spot. So even here, I would roll off the throttle just a little bit. But you did good. They pushed you out. You found this escape. You rolled off the throttle. I hear the engine RPMs going down. Moved back in. And you're in a good position because you can still see. So overall, dude, very good. Happens. Happens in a car. Thankfully, in a car, or not thankfully. Thankfully, on a motorcycle, you can move into that escape. In a car, you're kind of screwed. You have to like slam the brakes because you can't escape. Yeah, so good job. Let's get the pen out. Forgot about the pen. Oh, you crashed, buddy? Hit the curb with my right foot, dented the gas tank, and bent the wheel and scratched the whole bike. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Got the pen. Got the pen. All right. We're going to hit that record button. And the thing that we're going to be talking about today, you know, for the call to action, because we got to pay the bills, we got the Smart Rider drills. In fact, let me go ahead and pull them up. Let me pull them up on the phone, so because you also get that. How you doing, Ninja Noob? You also get them on the phone. So let's do that. We're ready. Ready to go. We got everything situated. I'm going to get back into... Thank you, Simsver. Appreciate that. Hopefully we can get the Smart Rider training manual done. Okay? Hopefully as soon as possible. Main thing is getting the design done and getting the syllabus and the lesson plans done, because the book part is the hard part. Videos I could just talk, which is nice. All right, guys. So 3, 2, 1... All right, everybody, we have a Moto Stars video today. We got some crashes and close calls, but we're going to be talking about what, we're going to be talking about how to prevent them. That's the big one. That guy hit a pole right here. That's not good. Let's go ahead and take a watch. Take a look. Okay, so road surface hazards. You know, we're looking for sides of the vehicles. We're looking for merge lanes, escape routes. Oh, let's figure out what happened here, everybody. Okay, so one of the things that we don't have access to in this video is the in-action camera on the chin, because that's going to point in the direction of where they're looking. Okay, so we have it situated right on the bike. So we don't know if they're not paying attention. We don't know if they're looking left and looking at the, you know, whatever, because of the camera. Okay, so when it comes to planning our ride, we have to position for safety. This is a decent position because we have a space cushion. Locate hazard situations. A bunch of brake lights is a hazardous situation. Is it a relevant threat? Well, if I'm speeding into it and I'm not stopping, it's a relevant threat. So how do we navigate that active threat? Well, once we locate this situation, we can navigate it by rolling the throttle and doing good progressive brake pressure. That's one of the big things that we can do because we're coming to a stop, okay? The main thing here is actually paying attention. We have to pay attention. We have to stay focused. So if we're not focused, you know, even if we are, I like to be off to the sides, because if for some reason I'm not paying attention, I could just go ahead and lane split. Not a big deal, right? Not a big deal. That's my escape path. But if we're hanging out right here, not paying attention, we're going to possibly crash into somebody. Not good. So main thing here is paying attention. We don't know exactly why. Good job, though, avoiding that. You saw how they were going towards it and moved into a new position. Once we moved it into that new position, we maybe weren't paying attention to the cars. We're doing a lot of assumptions here because we can't see what they're seeing. We're seeing what the bike sees, basically. So maybe they saw the road surface hazard, swerved over, wasn't paying attention, didn't see this new hazard. Multiple hazards, right? It's like, oh crap, why do we dump the bike though? How come we fell down? It's because we panicked, guys. We probably panicked. We probably slammed that rear brake, which stops the rear tire, which causes it to slide across the ground, which causes it to lose traction and wants to fall down. Same thing with the front brake. We slam the front brake. If we don't have the ABS, we slam it, it stops the front tire, and it starts to do this on the front tire because we can turn it with handlebars. It starts to do this. Maybe it did this, and it started to rotate. Same thing with the rear tire. Rotated and fell down, and that's the whole I had to layer down thing. Okay, so that's what happens if we don't do progressive braking. Now, the main thing here is paying attention. We're going to front load this first video, and then we're going to just go ahead and go crazy faster in the next ones, unless it's a great one. But yeah. Pay attention to the road. Pay attention to hazards. Watch out for road surface hazards. Don't slam the brakes. Find your escape. Find your escape is the big one. It's crazy that it gained traction. It fell down, gained traction, hit. It's pretty intense. All right, lane splitting. Open lane. Yoink. It's a Prius. It's always a Prius. Lady made unsafe lane change and no blinker. Guy told me she didn't look. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. People are going to do unsafe things all the time. People are not going to use their blinker all the time, and people aren't going to look all the time. It doesn't matter. Are they in your lane? Are they in your lane? Because all of this is skill. What's the intent? Do you think the lady wants to hurt somebody, wants to kill someone, wants to deal with insurance, wants to deal with the cops, wants to deal with all this stuff? Do you think her intent is I'm going to pull out in front of somebody? No. But the simple fact that her skill of not doing the right thing still causes problems. Okay, so at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter because I always look at what's the intent. Okay, she didn't mean to. She's just dumb. But that's her job. That's her problem. My problem, my responsibility, my thing is to be paying attention for these dumb people. My safety is my responsibility. That's it. That's all I care about. If I failed my responsibility to keep me safe, it's because I failed. Life, the world, is a dangerous place. Okay, it's your responsibility, no matter what. And so now when you have that idea in your head where it's your responsibility, you start to learn. That's the point. It's not like, oh, put everything on you, you know, world sucks, now you have to deal with everything, blah, blah, life's too... No. Now that you know that, now you can build the skills to keep yourself safe. Now you have the skills to learn. Okay, you can't learn from a position of blaming others because now you're telling them they have to learn. How about you? So we're coming up to here. And the reason why I'm telling this is because we're here to learn. All right. So whenever we're lane splitting, we have problems. We can't swerve right. We can't swerve left. You know, these are bad things. Only thing we can do is go straight or apply the brakes, but in a straight line. We can't brake and swerve. So looking for road behavior and patterns, we see a big open spot. Big open spot. This person's already starting to turn. That's going to be in our path of travel. What can we be doing differently? Applying brakes. Okay. Lane splitting is inherently dangerous. Okay, boom, right here. We're 168. You see how now we finally apply the brakes? And it was a big grab. Okay, cool. We're not going to stop in time. This is where understanding and learning about our responsibilities is super important. We're not going to stop in time. Our total stopping distance is miserable at 68 miles per hour. It's going to take forever. If we apply the brakes now and try to stop, we're going to stop past that sign right there. We're going to stop past it. Okay, it takes a while. So what else can we do instead? Swerve. We can swerve. We're already past all those vehicles behind us. Swerve hard to the right, swerve hard to the left. Okay? Do something. Do something. Applying the brakes and going straight, not going to work. You already know they're switching lanes. We could have applied the brakes, and then swerved to a new lane position. Lane split if we had to. And that's the hazard that we have when it comes to lane splitting. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. What matters is your skill. And if you guys want to practice your skills, we do have the brand new Smart Rider Drill booklet. It just came out. I have them all printed now. You get 24 drills in a parking lot. Lots of drills. And on top of it, it has QR codes so that you can see a video of me doing it. So if you don't know how to do it, you see all this, you're like, what does this do? Well, you can see me actually doing it. And on top of it, if you get the physical booklet, you get the digital version of it. So you get all this, you can put it on your phone mount, and you can just like ride, and you're like, okay, that's the drill, it's the 2-pole run, blah, blah, blah. Well, how do you do that, Daniel? Well, it also has a QR code. Well, Daniel, how do I scan the QR code on my phone if I already have my phone? You just click it. It's clickable, and it shows you me doing it. So go ahead and grab the booklet. There's a digital version, and there's a one with cones. You might want to grab that one too. Practice that so you can develop your skills so that when it comes to this, you have that skill set and the maneuverability on your bike to avoid this. Check it out, links in the description, and it's 20% off. Use code GOPRACTICE20, 20% off for all of that. All right, what do we got here? Nice little camera. Oh, somebody turned out in front of us. We got hit. We jumped it. Let's see if we can save it. Oh, that's a high mechanism of injury. All right, let's see how is he able to get up? Nope, I think he's unconscious. And it comically fell down afterwards. He's unconscious. You see how he's working fast?
In the back with us, so if you want to take it or you want to...
Okay, so that was the person I was riding with, and this was the condition of the bike. Currently has a pole on it, and I'm at this point being put into the ambulance. But this bike was beyond totaled.
Okay. Yeah, I mean your body's getting hopefully not beyond totaled.
Hey, just leave it alone for me right now. Alright, everything's gonna come out, man.
Very dumb.
Interesting.
Right now.
One sec.
Everything's gonna come
So
out.
this part right here,
Very dumb.
that's iMovie or Final Cut. Okay, so let's take a look. He's on fire. Whew. All right, so we're riding. Far right lane, not a big deal. We have a left turner, and it's hard to see. I know it's on your screen. It's hard to see. We have somebody doing a U-turn, basically. It's a U-turn. They're supposed to go in the first available lane, but a lot of people have very terrible turning radius. They might shoot for the outside lane, like our lane, because they might want to turn right. That's why they're doing that. You know, there might not have been a spot for them to turn left into the parking lot, so they have to do a U-turn at this intersection. They're going to go thinking in their head to save some time. You know, I'm going to go in the far right lane so I can make that right-hand turn. They're still supposed to go in the first available lane and then do blinkers and head checks to get to their lane. I get it. Once again, can't really solve everyone else's problems. We have to solve our problems for safety. So the goal here is to recognize that that's the case. We're watching this happen, so it does happen. So if you see somebody doing a U-turn in front of you, just assume they're dumb. Just assume they're not doing the right thing. Always just assume somebody's going to be stupid and dumb. They're going to come into our lane. Just assume it for the split second, because that's what we're doing. We're locating a hazardous situation. Is it a relevant threat? I'm going to just believe it's an active threat. So I'm going to keep myself in a position for safety. So what am I going to do? I'm going to roll off the throttle when I see that. I'm going to roll off the throttle, get ready. Just get ready. Where are my escapes? I don't know. Oh, they're in the first available lane? They did what they're supposed to do? Okay, cool. Rolling the throttle. Not a big deal. Oh, they came into my lane? Well, I'm already prepped and ready. I'm ready for the front brake. I'm already ready for it. I already rolled up the throttle. I'm already ready for it. I just figured they're going to do something stupid. I'm glad they, you know, I'm hoping they didn't, but they did. Prepared for the worst. Now I just apply really good progressive brake pressure, let them in, and then try to find the new area. I might have to do a head check to the left so I can get into this left lane because they took my lane. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm trying to get you guys to understand, is that what we can do to save ourselves. Now, he did try for that escape, so good for him, but you notice how he didn't slow down. I see that left turner. I see the side of the vehicle. That's a pattern. Okay, once I see that, all bets are off. I'm ready for something back there. Okay, cool. He sees it now. He's going to swerve. This is typical response. People typically get to this point to respond. I want you guys responding back there. Back there. Okay, but we respond here now. Okay? So he tried to swerve. There's an angular incident, angular accident here. They did shoot out really far, not much for an escape, because look at, they're right on the line. They should have stayed in their lane. Pretty dumb. They're dumb. You know, whatever. We tried our best. We did hit them. Hopefully we could have swerved a little bit harder. Didn't happen, okay? Not a big deal. We jumped up here. Oh, crap. You know, we're shaking all over the place. He's trying to aim for the sidewalk. You can see him body position to aim for the sidewalk. I need to be on traction versus grass. I need to get on there. Maybe target fixated on the pole and kind of aim toward the pole, but more than likely the bike is just all over the place. Kind of sucks. Hard to brake. And then right at the last second before hitting the pole, really just slam the brakes. Slam the brakes right there. See, there's no light on the bike, light on the bike. So we slammed the brakes hard. And then we hit the bike, or hit the pole. So he hit the pole hard. So the bike went a little bit to the left. He hit the pole, face and chest trauma. Right here, his arms are sitting up like this, and he's not moving. Probably unconscious. Probably got a TBI, not good. And then the thing fell down, okay? So it's Missy. Later in the video, the guy was saying that the car kept saying he was at fault. Police took his camera while he was in the hospital and ended up corrupting his GoPro footage. Oh, then I wonder how we got the footage then. But his Insta360 footage was salvageable, obviously, and the car was deemed 100% fault. Oh, there you go. There's the second part. So, yeah, okay, cool. The car driver's at fault. We all understand that, right? We're still in the hospital with a TBI. That's the sucky part. It's like, okay, I'm glad I got a win that the car's at fault. Maybe they're going to pay for things, you know, all this stuff. But now you're having some deficits here for the rest of your life. And so my goal is to prevent all of this by the moment you see that person side of the vehicle and you just assume they're going to take your lane, he's applying the brakes a little bit, but start slowing down now and getting ready, because we're getting too close to them too quick. You're going to have to practice your mercy braking back there versus here. Overall, terrible situation. Not good. Here's the impact, and we're going to move on. See right there. He fell. Face first. And this is another reason why I want you guys wearing full gear. If he didn't have that helmet, he'd be dead. He'd be dead. See how it just comes out of nowhere? This is why you wear a helmet. This is why you wear gear. That helmet absorbed and mitigated just enough to where he didn't have a skull fracture and brain everywhere. It took the brunt. Same thing with the front of the face, because he hit face first. If it wasn't a full face, guess what? This would have been all ripped off. He's definitely unconscious. Not good. Not good. Overall, crappy situation. I'm just trying to help you guys prevent it.
This bike.
Very dumb.
Okay, very dumb.
Just
All right.
changed their plans
Going,
at the last moment, and one of
going
them
faster
was
than flow
added to
traffic, not
strike
by
in a pretty
much.
dramatic way.
Oh, we missed our turn. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. So this is the reason why I want you guys, and part of the new Smart Order training manual at the very end is going to be the common accessories that I use, especially in a group ride. Guys, before the group ride, connect each other to your Cardo Pack Talk Edge. Talk to each other, because this guy right here could have been saying, hey, we're turning right up here. Like, hopefully back there, but it's like, hey, we're turning right. This way, this guy knows ahead of time to move to the right side. Or if he misses the turn, he can say, I'll meet you guys on the next exit. Just go ahead and pull into the gas station. They'll say, hey, I'm going to pull into the QT right here. We'll wait for you to come back around. You can say that. Versus having to do this. It's like, oh, crap. I'm going to go ahead and swerve hard. As soon as we see this, we get a close call. Thankfully, he managed to get around it.
That was so close.
Very close. Very close. Talk to each other on your Cardos. Link in the description for 10% off if you want it.
Here's another situation that shows
Here we go.
how
Nice
just a
little head
split
check.
second of inattention can turn a
Double
calm
checking.
ride
Maybe he's
into
looking at his
something
camera,
much
see if
more
it's still
dangerous.
recording. I've done that. Oh. Good job with the brakes. Did not panic too bad. But that moment of inattention,
Second of
scrolling on the
inattention can
phone,
turn a calm ride into something much more dangerous.
not good. So whenever I have my phone mount. Once again, there's a link in the description for a discount for rock form. When I have my phone there, I'm not messing with it when there's traffic. I'm only doing it when it's safe to do so, like changing a song. And on the Cardo, you can hit a button, it'll change the song, and that way you can still look ahead and hit the button. But I mainly just have my GPS going the whole time. But good job on the brakes. Good job on the brakes. Because that person slammed the brakes to make a left-handed turn, which is weird. Oh, jeez. And we're going to run our buddy over. Ooh, right on the curb. Oh, my gosh. We're not even wearing anything other than, like, rollerblade knee pads. So it looks like they've been having fun a little bit here for a while. He must have landed a wheelie, flipped over. Okay. So there's the slow motion part. Now, at this point, if you see your buddy and you're this close, start applying the brakes hard. Start applying the brakes. He's obviously not applying the brakes, so he's going to be sliding. So if you can apply the brakes harder than and slow down faster than they're sliding, then you're not going to hit him. So we didn't apply the brakes that hard, or if we did, we maybe panicked a little bit. We dumped the bike, and we don't have any gear. Look, are we wearing underwear? Maybe just some really short jorts. I don't know, maybe I did something in the road not being able to see it. Maybe I did hit something. Okay. What's with the ARP? He's like, he's doing this. Is he doing some hard shifts here? So he looks over there. Did we hit something? That? No, he's already falling down. Oh, right there. I don't know, maybe he did hit something. We don't know that. Maybe instead of hitting something, he slammed the front brake because there's a turn that he wasn't paying attention to. But he went up and over, so more than likely not. Well, he could have applied the front brake really hard and endoed. What do you guys think? Write in the chat. Could have been a mixture of both. Oh, jeez. There we go.
That got the ride into trouble, but
yeah,
it all ended well.
Okay, so we're coming up to... Oh, that guy was not paying attention. Good job with the brakes. Last second. Oh, my gosh. So we're all riding in a group ride. We're all racing, having fun, and then a car is slowing the whole group down. Okay, we're racing here, right? We're going to cut to where the car is slowing everyone down, so they're all kind of piling in. The guy was probably coming around a corner and was still racing, and he's like, oh, crap, and was stopping. So that's why it's a little bit dangerous for slow vehicles to cause these problems, but it's also dangerous for us to be speeding and racing. All right, a little left-handed turn. Oh, it looks like there's gravel. Yeah, you see how it kicks up all that dirt? It looks like there's some gravel. We're in all full gear. It was at low speed. I learned from a bit this fall and still kept on going. All right.
Gravel.
Yeah, look at the loose gravel. Okay. So here, you see how the color changes? So I'm drawing the outline of what the road looks like. And this is also part shadow. This is probably still doing this. So all of this is gravel. It's a different color. So whenever I see a different color in the road, especially if it's lighter, because it looks like it's gravel right there, what I'm doing is I'm not cutting it like that. I'm coming in, since there's no vehicles up here, right? I'm cutting in, making a nice sharp turn where there's no gravel. I'm doing the turning where there's no gravel. Because if you try to cut it through here, this is where we crash, because we're leaning hard. Because we're trying to treat it like it's a regular turn. There it is. It's not as cool looking, you know, hey, I'm going super wide, slowing it down, making a sharp turn and making that turn. It's not cool looking, I get it. But I also don't want to dump the bike.
Deer got me.
Yeah, gravel's hard to see too, you're right, Lizzie. Pea gravel, it's pretty hard to see. That's why you gotta pay attention and focus on road surface hazards and driver behavior. Whoa, what do we do here? Why don't we show the beginning, the context? Is that a wall or is that just an extra part of the road? How did we crash, lady? Oh, did you get run over? Almost. What happened? Okay, so my best guess, because we got to see the other, that darker part of the road, that road's under repair. So more than likely, that since that road's under repair, this right here, this line, that's, you know, concrete road under repair. So the road probably did this. Okay, so this is the gray. Repair. Okay, so this little bump right here. So they probably got onto the bump and it messed up the tires. Like it caused them to do this because they were just riding straight and they fell down and did that. So watch out for that. So if you have to cross the path, like if you have to cross lanes, switch lanes to the repaired part, okay? So it's like this, right? If you're riding, it's hard to do it. It's just like a tram track. You don't just go straight on it. You have to go over it quickly. See, that's almost impossible to draw it. This is why I want to go film it for you guys. You go over it quickly. Oh, I have a better way. So here's the lane. Here's the repair lane. Good lane. Okay. So instead of doing this, where we're like riding and then just kind of shifting over gently, that's what's going to cause the crash because it drops off right here, right? What you do if you're going to be going from the good lane to the repair lane is that you go over here, shift hard, and then go straight. Go over it as straight as possible. And same thing when it comes to coming from the repair lane, shift hard, and then go over it. Don't just cozy up next to that repair part and try to like gently go over it like you would normally if they were both in good good, they're not being under repair. There you go. So that's probably what happened. Because you see how it fell in because of the little dip. Passenger fell off. You can kind of see, you see how it's under repair? This, you see the shadow right here? The shadow right here? That's the step off. It's stepping off like that. So be careful of that part. Oh, left turner. Police. What are you doing? Okay, cops, you're not supposed to be doing that. You're still supposed to follow the road rules. So good job on the motorcycle rider for stopping in time and not hitting that person. Yeah, the cop is good, and that's the thing. That's the cop is gonna, he probably got a call, is doing a U-turn, perfectly fine. Didn't do it in a safe manner. Even when I was a firefighter EMT and I was driving the ambulance in the fire truck, I couldn't do that if it wasn't safe. I can only do that if there's no one around. I wasn't gonna, you know, impede traffic or any of that stuff. I also had to put lights and sirens on to be able to do that kind of stuff. And when I put lights and sirens on, then I have to watch to see if everyone's like stopping, and then I make my maneuver. I can't pop it on and then go, or I can't just go and then pop it on. I have to pop it on, wait, observe, everyone's stopping. Okay, cool, now I do the turn. So that person, the cop, was in the wrong on that one, but good job on the rider for stopping in time. Oh, went a little bit wide. That happens, that happens. Going a little bit wide, going a little too fast in the corner. Panicked a little bit, and there it is. So failure to negotiate corners is one of the big problems when it comes to, yep, he was probably doing it for the view. Failure to negotiate corners is one of the big problems for motorcycle riders. Looking back, there's so many little things I could have done differently to prevent this outcome. Yep. They're talking on their cardo so they can talk to each other. Yeah, I wonder what injuries he's had if he's learning that. Right knee keeps giving out. I'm still unaware it's injured. So when I talk about the musculoskeletal system when it comes to getting, you know, injured, it is your scaffolding. So right now when you're walking, you're not injured, right? Hopefully you're not. You're walking around, you're moving things. Everything seems solid. There's no weird movement. Like if I do this, my arm doesn't just bend down for some reason. The elbow is functioning good. And so when you're walking, everything's fine. And all of a sudden you're walking, and then all of a sudden you have instability. All of a sudden your knee isn't staying, you know, straight. It's like caving in to the left or the right. Or if like you start having, you don't even have pain, but you just have instability. That means there's a ligament or tendon that is torn. Or if you can't even move a leg, but there's no pain, that means there's something in the musculoskeletal system that is not working correctly. So once you feel that, especially after a crash, stop. Just stop. Because you're going to make a step wrong and you're going to fall down because you don't have that balance anymore. So be careful with that.
They just now turned their turn signal on.
Okay.
And I backed off.
Okay, good.
Enough space. There's at least enough room for me and 18-wheeler. And of course, as you can see,
they still took.
They just decided, oh, they're just going to force their way over, and nearly took out Rhodey. So.
Okay, so very good on this motorcycle rider. So let's go back here.
They just now turned.
So they turn on the turn signals. So this is the position, right? We're positioned for safety. We're locating this hazardous situation, assessing. Oh, it's a relevant threat. I'm going to navigate to roll off the throttle to let them in. Okay, cool. This rider's doing a good job to let that car in. Now, here's the thing when it comes to group rides. This is why you guys need to, if you do group rides, have like you do enough where you can have the sixth sense, maybe even talk about it, do some after actions on stuff. Maybe have your cardos and have them all connected so you can talk, especially if you can name his name and say, hey, I'm letting this guy in. I'm also giving you room to let them in. Because if he didn't give enough room, then this guy up here could not come back down. So the fact that he's giving room for the car, he's also giving room for his buddy too to let them in. So that's really good.
And
so enough space to go between us. Okay, well, that car's not doing it. This is when you start to tell your buddy, hey, I'm giving you room, let them in. They're going to take your spot.
Off to allow enough space. There's at least enough room for me and 18.
Because at the end of the day, this motorcycle rider should also be looking for these merging people. And then if he does a head check and he's like, oh, my buddy back here gave all this room, maybe he's not thinking for the car, but maybe he's like, oh, he gave me room for me. So now this guy right here, since he's hopefully paying attention, can roll off the throttle, apply the brakes, and get himself back. So work as a team, tell each other, communicate with each other. But he's paying attention. That's very good. His buddy wasn't.
Forced their way over and nearly took out Rhodey.
So think of it as not I'm letting the car in, I'm giving space for my buddies to not get hit too. All right, so don't speed up. Don't pay attention to that. All right. There's no reason to do that. If you're already going to go on the interstate, that person's driving like an idiot. They do that with motorcycles too all the time. That's stupid. All right, having fun. This is a perfect area to practice. As long as you don't hit a dog or a kid. Wide open road, practicing his wheelies, dump the bike. Hopefully he's got full gear on. That will prevent some road rash. All good. Doing it here is not the best move because you are on a public road where there could be traffic coming around these corners. And just straight up failed to do it. But he had crash guards on his bike. The reason why I wouldn't do it here is because you're in the middle of nowhere for the most part. Back there with the homes, at least if you're laying unconscious on the ground, somebody's going to see you. Here, somebody might not see you for a while. And so now he's got an injury to the left leg. Pretty bad. And how are you going to get home? How are you going to get home? Oh, that's probably broken. All right. Car suddenly stops for no reason. Not turn left or right, no reason. Okay. All right. All right. Slow it down. They're stopped. They're in your path of travel. You're going to slow it down and locate this hazardous situation. Did a good job.
Why you stop in the middle of the road like that? Beat up.
Okay. Not a big deal. I wouldn't even ask why. Oh, geez, we're having some fun.
Group can be quite
We're racing 160 kilometers an hour. That is 100 miles an hour.
Consequences this time.
Oh, buddy pulled out in front of us. We handled it, moved on. But you see how we're racing and we're creating more risk than we really need? I mean, technically, that was an open lane pattern.
Riding in an organized group can be quite
Typically, we see that with cars.
exactly what happened here.
So the guy in the motorcycle that passes doesn't want to be behind that person, so they switch over. We're all over the place, too. That was an open lane pattern. But you see, if you follow the road rules, it wouldn't be an open lane pattern or passing if we were just kind of cruising and relaxing. It's much easier to see when there are rules in place. Not smart. All right. Oh, practicing some wheelies. Lost balance. Kept it on. Easy fall. Not too bad. Not too bad. Having fun practicing.
Maybe it wasn't good.
Practice on a track. You practice your high-speed maneuvers on a track. You practice your slow-speed maneuvers with the Smart Rider drills in a parking lot. Very small parking lot.
After this, tragedy struck me.
After this, tragedy struck
I
me.
hit him on the right, so
Oh,
I stayed on
geez.
the right corner and said, back quote, high.
Okay. Bike did high side. You fell off, which is better. If you fell instead of getting launched over, that's much better. But this is where you practice because they require do you have full gear. They practice or they require hopefully they're maintaining the track so that there's obviously no cross traffic, no head-on traffic. We're all going in one direction. We all know the course itself. They're hopefully cleaning it off, taking care of it, and hopefully they're having EMS on standby too. So it's almost it's still high risk, but they're mitigating a lot of the high risk. Now, if you're on a road racing through the canyons like we just saw, cross traffic, road debris, there's not somebody out there with EMS waiting for you. There's people that could pull out in front of you. There's people that can turn left. Like there's so many different things. And you're not required to have full gear and it's hot, so I'm not going to wear full gear. So now you have so many issues. Practice it here. I get it. There's not many places like this, which sucks. But that's why I was saying you can practice your slow speed stuff and all you need is a parking lot or a dead end in a street, in a neighborhood or whatever. Hop on for 15 to 20 minutes. You only need 10 cones. And it's the same design, so you have to keep changing cones. You put the cones down, boom, you do as many designs as you want, pick up the cones and leave. It's perfect.
Fortunately, there was no
I wish there was more tracks so you can practice your high-speed stuff. Okay. All right, here we go. Coming up to a stop sign, locating hazard situation. Somebody might pull out. Okay, good. Sometimes it doesn't happen. That's good. They moved over. Don't hang out with them. Either accelerate out or decelerate to let them in. There's no reason to fight for it. That's what it looks like when you fight for it.
He's gonna squeeze
Riding backwards?
right past me and almost clip me.
Okay. Not fun.
Yeah, I was so startled. I gave him a nice honk with the horn. Here he comes. Whoa, just right on past. There he goes off in the distance. I caught up and gave him a piece of...
Not fun. That's it. That's the kind of situation where terrible drivers will just cause a problem.
Put it at the work.
What do we got here? Deer. Woo. Got lucky. Saw it ahead of time, applied some brakes.
On GoPro.
All right, here we go. Nice little, is that a Rebel? Yeah, it's a Rebel. Oh,
Wow.
hit a bump. That's a good example of going over a bump. What did we hit? Road repair, basically a speed bump. This is actually really good. This is really good. I'm gonna make sure I remember that this is the video that it happened on. So we have our bump up here. So we have 2 cameras. Pretty cool, huh? We have our bump right there, bumps right there. Road repair. It's not flat. They should have flattened it out. This isn't good at all. We hit it at speed with our butt on the seat. Now in the MSF, they teach you this when you go over a 2x4 or 2x6 or whatever it is. It's one of the exercises of going over an obstacle, because you want to learn how to go over an obstacle if you can't swerve around an obstacle. So this is crossing his whole lane. He can't, if there was a car here or a car on the right, he couldn't swerve, right? So how would you go over it if you have to go over it? Goal is to swerve around it. Couldn't. Okay. It's hard to see the depth of it. So maybe you thought it was flat. Okay. Hopefully if you see something, how do you go over it? So you lift your butt up off the seat. So we're going to see him actually do that naturally. So you don't have to lift your butt up this much. Let's see if we can get it right. Kind of like that. Okay. So you're about to go over a train track. You're going to go over a speed bump, maybe a little too fast. Hopefully you're slowing it down. Maybe you're going over a 2x4 in the middle of the road. Maybe you see this and you're about to go over it. What do? You lift your butt up just a little bit before going over it. And then you can blip the throttle if you really want to. I never really found out that made a huge difference, but still you can blip your throttle, which will help raise the suspension just a little bit in the front. The thing that I've noticed that always helps is lifting your butt up off the seat a little bit, because that back end, once it hits the bump, it's going to do this. And so if you have your butt up off the seat and it does this, it's maybe going to kiss your butt a little bit. It's just going to bah, 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 just a little kiss. Just a little kiss. Now it's weird that I'm doing that, but it's just going to kiss it versus you have your butt on the seat and it hits and it's going to launch you. Okay. So that's what happened here. It launched him. So watch, no butt up off the seat. It launches him. And that's scary because if it launches you and maybe you have one hand on the handlebars, not good. If you have 2 hands and it launches you, maybe you accidentally do that. So this is why you maintain control of your handlebars by lifting your butt off the seat. It does that real quick, but you have control of the handlebars. Much harder on forward controls.
Wow.
Easy on mid controls. That's why I always recommend mid controls. They're just nice. I like mid controls a lot. There's the side of the vehicle. Pulled out. Nice brakes. Moved on. Happens all the time. We're going to have the same thing here. Okay, good lane positioning. See how we can see very far, but we can't see that problem right there. So we have an intersection. Okay, this person's turning left. We have no line of sight this way. This is a good lane position though. No line of sight. So don't try to pass them fast. Do it nice and easy until you can see, and then go if it's clear. Think of it as going into green light. Just because it's green doesn't mean you should go. You should look both ways and then go, even if it's a green light. Same thing here with intersections. Just because it's open in your mind, it might not be. All right, we got Elad here. Hopefully you're still in the chat. This is actually a DDFM crew member, a Smart Rider crew member, long time member, basically. How long have you been here? How long have you been here? It says 2 years as a YouTube member. All over the place. Been watching for years. All right, so let's see what happens. Let's see if he's been paying attention. You know, if you've been paying attention, you get a slice of pizza. You can sit up front, Elad. Okay? Make sure you're paying attention. Let's see. It's a test. Okay. You can get a slice of pizza. In fact, you can get one of the whole ones. Just take the whole thing. You walk out. Bring the piece of wood back though. Bring the piece of wood back. Good job. Now, let's go over it, right? Now, I want you guys in the chat. I want you guys in the comments to give your opinion. Start off with a nice thing. Let's sandwich it. Nice thing, criticism or feedback. Just do feedback. Criticism is kind of mean. And then a nice thing. Let's sandwich it. Let's do an ice cream sandwich. All right, so we're coming up to here. This is what I'm gonna do. So first off, great job with the swerve, finding the escape path. We located a hazardous situation. We assessed if it was a relevant threat. It was coming in our lane. We navigated into an escape path off in the shoulder, which is what we needed to do. We rolled out the throttle, applied the brakes, got behind them. We didn't fight for it. We didn't stay side by side in a dangerous area and fight. We didn't do that. Very good. Here's the feedback. So we're coming up to here. Also very good here. Recognized is exactly. Move to the left lane. Space cushion. Good job. Okay. Right. Let's do this. Perfect. It doesn't matter if we're 1 lane away, 10 lanes away, whatever. Still blind spot. Okay? Still blind spot. Now let's see if that line adjusts. Okay, still kind of blind spot. Okay? So we're still coming into an area where it's starting the blind spot and the space cushion is going away. So line of sight is a problem with blind spots, right? Blind. Now space cushion's good originally. Space cushion's going away. It's going away. Still blind. Going away. Going away. Once you see that we're getting close because you know they're coming into that lane, adjust your speed. So adjust your throttle. We're maintaining speed. We're maintaining speed like doing this. We're still maintaining speed, all that stuff. Roll off your throttle so that if we're over here maintaining speed, we're not going to maintain speed. I'm going to let them kind of get ahead so then if they do cross over. So the goal is that by the time we intersect, we're in staggered, not still blind. So when they're intersecting, we're not still blind, we're become staggered. And the only way we're going to get back here is by rolling off the throttle. We can't force them to do it themselves. Can't force them to accelerate, can't force them to do anything. Should they have gone into our lane? No, but why do you think they might have? They probably don't want to be behind that car. Didn't see you. Inattentional blindness. All these different excuses for them, right? Didn't want to see that. Now, are you supposed to be able to pay attention to all this stuff? No. But the main thing I look for is that blind spot. And if we're intersecting, I'm just going to kind of like roll off the throttle. And if they don't come into my lane, then I can just accelerate back out. That's the fun part about motorcycles. All right, so there's the feedback. Once they did this, right? And road rage is definitely not worth it, right, Colin? Good job. And I'm glad you didn't have that, Elad. So now that we have here, there's the feedback. Here's the other good thing that you did, because now you got yourself, you're in the situation. You didn't get yourself, you're in the situation. Come up to here. Oh, you're getting pushed out. I hear the RPMs rolling off, so that means you're rolling off the throttle. Very good to let them in, right? But at the same time, you're finding an escape. And this is a scary escape because you have a wall. Look at all this road debris. Got to take it, though, right? Good job swerving, because a lot of people, what happens, they swerve, and then they just keep swerving and hit the wall. You recognized it was a swerve. Oh, I got to swerve, to be upright now to maintain this line, and then I got to swerve back into my lane. So good job being aware of that. Rolled off the throttle, applied maybe a little bit of brakes, let them in. Maintain your good line of sight. They're switching lanes, and you moved on. So good job, Elad. Nice test.
이따가 이 35번으로.
Oh no! Dump the bike. Slow speed maneuvers, guys. Practice your slow speed. There's a discount right now. Go practice 20. You get 24 drills and a digital download with it. There's a cone kit that comes with it if you want to get the cone kit. Right here, practice the balance. It's hard to do if you have short legs like me with a big bike like that and it's heavy. That's why you practice the slow speed. All right, driver on his phone while driving brake checks me and tailgating me. Okay. Road rage. Elad, you didn't do this, so you never have this problem, right? So right on this person's butt, we're going to pass. Okay, not a big deal. It's a big open area. We see it. Go. 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 Pass, pass, pass. What are we doing? What are we doing? Pass. You're in the wrong lane. Go. Oh, now he's tailgating me. Now he's tailgating. Dude, you escalated it. You're smacking mirrors. What do you think's going to happen? What do you think's going to happen? Like, we're mad because they're going slow on their phone. Now we go side by side, put ourselves in a scary, dangerous situation, which puts you into a fight or flight situation, which is very high adrenaline, and your cortisol spikes. You have all these hormones spiking. Now you're freaking out. Now you're like, I'm in danger because you're putting yourself in a dangerous situation and you're doing this. Oh, no, no, no. So now you're going to be aggressive. And then you get over here, and now you're like, oh, now he's tailgating me. Now I'm the victim. Anybody ever have an argument before where somebody causes the problem, and then you get to this stage of the argument, and now they turn it around? It's like, now this is the new argument. It's like, no, the whole argument is the whole argument. Now this is the new one. Now the person in the car is the bad person, the aggressor, and now they feel like they're a victim. So frustrating. This is manipulation. It's trying to manipulate you to think that this car driver is the problem when you're actually the one instigating it. Take some accountability, buddy. This is why I don't go over road rage, because it's an emotional regulation problem. Attached with behavior. You can still get mad, but if your behavior reflects it, that means you're not regulating it. All right, so we're going up to here, nice little turn. Traffic light here was green, so we proceeded to go to SC text. Okay. The CRV. Okay, what do we got here? Narrowly missed my son. Oh, that's a scary feeling. I'm assuming he's riding with his son because his son might be a new rider. So the son is leaning pretty hard to make this turn. That CRV's in their lane. The dad switched lanes, so I'm assuming the son's like, I need to switch lanes too because my dad switched lanes, right? You mean your son narrowly missed the CRV? You see how I'm able to explain, like, the dad's in the front. He looked like a new rider going through that turn. You recognize that when you ride with other people, especially if they're brand new. He went a little wide. Okay, cool, fine. Not a big deal. CRV's kind of being cautious. Like, this is weird. Not a big deal. I'm going to go ahead and pass on the straightaway, which is fine. The dad switches lanes. The son decides to switch lanes too. So the son wasn't riding his own ride. He was riding what his dad was doing, which is what gets a lot of people in trouble in group rides. They'll do what the other person did without even thinking and looking. Okay, so you still have to think and look. Take responsibility for yourself too. So the son switched over, saw the car was there, switched back, almost hits the CRV. New mistake, new rider mistake, but let's not put blame on the car. Because the whole point of what I was talking about is that if we start blaming things that aren't really the cause, then we never learn. How are you going to teach your son to pay attention if you're like, it was the car's fault, not your fault? No, dude, it was your fault, and it's fine. It's fine it was your fault. You're new. You didn't look. But learning lesson. We're going to learn from this. Next time, check. Because you scared the crap out of me, son. That part, we can blame the car driver. That part, we can. That part, they shouldn't have done that. But the first part, seems like everyone's in the wrong here. Not a good thing. Not a good thing. Dad's not taking accountability for his son's behavior. Son's not going to take accountability for his behavior because dad's basically enabling that behavior. And then the car driver is also doing something stupid. So now we actually have a reason to blame the whole thing on the car driver versus taking responsibility and accountability for each of our parts. So car driver did something stupid here. Son did something stupid back there. And it's not good to enable bad behavior as a father. Okay? I don't know. I have a big opinion on that one. Sorry, but that's how I feel. With that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe. Grab yourself the Smart Rider drills, motorcycle training drills. We just got it launched. Discount, go 20. Practice, go practice 20 in the script. It's in the description. You'll figure it out. With that said, thank you, Elad, for doing a good job and showing that D different crew members and Smart Rider crew members are actually pretty smart. With that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. 50 minutes? Oh my gosh. That was a long video. We might not have 2 video or 3 videos. Oh my gosh, thankfully I started early. Wow. We didn't have a thumbnail. We got to get a thumbnail. You're right. I'll have to get one. I'll have to get one afterwards because I do a screenshot in Premiere Pro. Damn. I didn't, because I'm not recording. Might have to do 2. Because I'm going to have to cut that one up. Oh, I'm all cut off. Because I'm going to have to cut that one up into 2 videos. Ah, screw it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Yeah, we got these 2. Colin for 15 months. Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, that was a 50-minute recording. I don't want to lose my voice. It's not like I talk to anybody anyways, so. How you doing, me, I-O, be God? Hopefully I said that right. How you doing? Yeah, I didn't get any water. You know what? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go to the cafeteria here that we have at the academy, the Smart Rider Crew Club, the clubhouse. I'm going to grab something to drink, but before I do that, I'm going to let you guys watch. I'm going to pull out the you know how it is when you're in school and the teacher pulls out the TV and we're going to dim the lights. We're going to do that. We're going to watch a quick little video. I'll be back before it's even finished. We're going to be going over what we're going to be covering is the friction zone and braking in a parking space. We're going to watch some Bill Nye. We're going to watch Dan the fireman. We're going to be doing that. I'm going to grab something to drink. So I will be right back.
So what we're going to be doing is friction zone and braking practice. This is like the very intro. We're not even exiting my parking space here. That's not the goal. And if you go too far, what do? We pull in the clutch and we apply a little bit of brakes and we stop and then we move the bike back. So not a big deal. Obviously you want to watch out if there's any traffic, but we're not going to exit this parking space. So we're going to be playing around with the clutch lever and friction zone. So what friction zone is right now it's fully open. So this clutch is all the way open. So that's when we're out riding, we're having fun. But friction zone is when we start to move from 0. So you pull in the clutch all the way and you slowly release it to the point where the bike is starting to get power. Because remember, this takes away power if it's pulled in all the way. So you're going to put it about halfway and the bike's going to start to move. And then when you want to take off, you do let it out and give it throttle, but that's not what we're practicing here. We're just going to practice getting it to halfway, squeezing it in. Getting it to halfway-ish, squeezing it in. Now over here on the right side, what we're trying to do here is all we're doing is squeezing it gently. Now with our hand over it like this, let's go ahead and do this. With our hand over it like this, we're just squeezing it gently and gently. We're not going to give it throttle right now. Okay, so don't worry about that. Just kind of cover the brakes like this so that you can squeeze it gently and gently. So we're going to go ahead and pull it in, let it out halfway. We're going to start to move a little bit. We're going to squeeze it all the way in, and then we're going to squeeze this gently. And then we're going to walk ourselves back. So what we're doing is called paddle walking, and I know you can't see me very well. That's perfectly fine. I want you to see this. I want you to focus on this right here, okay? So just like we did earlier, we're going to go ahead and turn on the bike, start it up, swing our leg over, and sit it up. Side stand up, just like that, and our feet are here. Now, we're just going to paddle walk like we're ducks, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm in neutral, hands on the handlebars, squeezing the clutch, start up the bike. Now, if I let it out all the way when it's in neutral, nothing happens. And this is going to be the difference when it comes to putting it in first gear. So I'm going to go ahead, and this is also teaching you shifting into first gear. I want you to be very clear. I want to be very clear about that and be aware of it, is that we're going to pull in the clutch all the way, and we're going to get our shift lever and press it down once. And you feel a click. We're in first gear, And once again, if I let it go accidentally too much, it's going to stall like that. And now how do you get out of that? You squeeze in the squeeze in the clutch, and you can start it right back up. Okay, now we're right back into it. And that's what you do at a stoplight if you stall. Pull it back in, start it up, and then get going. It's embarrassing. I've done it a few times. Okay, we're in first gear. Everything is good. Feet are planted. Okay, no throttle. And once again, I want you guys to see this. My clutch is all the way in, and I mentioned it earlier, but if I give it throttle with the clutch all the way in first gear, I'm not going anywhere. You're just gonna rev it up, and that's a rev bomb. People like to do that. I don't care about it. So nothing's gonna happen. You're not gonna move. So if you ever get in an emergency situation, pull in the clutch. All right, so what we're gonna do is cover those front brakes like I said. We're not gonna give it throttle. I'm gonna go ahead and slowly release. I'm gonna do this. I want you to have all fingers. I'm gonna do this so you can see it. I'm going to slowly release, and the bike's going to start to want to go. And all I'm doing is doing this, just paddle walking. I'm going to squeeze it all the way in, and it's not going anywhere. I didn't use any brakes. I want to show you this the first time. No brakes, and now I'm going to go ahead and walk it back. Now, if that's too much, let's do a beginner version of that. So we're just going to put our feet like this, kind of forward a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and let it out. I'm going to do this again, let it out. And until my foot goes flat, I pull in the clutch. And I just go back on my heel. Foot goes flat. Let's see. Pull it in. And what I want you to figure out on this part, I'm going to do this again with my fingers, is that the moment it starts to catch, that's friction zone. The moment it starts to catch, that's friction zone. So right there, I start to move. Now every bike is a little different. So if you ever get a new bike, let's go ahead and put it in neutral so I'm not holding in the clutch. If you ever get a new bike, it's going to be different. So if you're doing a demo ride, you're practicing on different bikes, you have a friend that wants you to ride his bike, all those things, it's going to be different. So whenever you get on a new bike, find where that friction zone is. Always do that, okay? So we're going to go ahead and put it back into first. There it is. So we're going to go ahead and do this a little bit more. Now we've been practicing friction zone. It's like I'm going to go a little bit further in my parking space, I'm going to squeeze this front brake and squeeze in the clutch at the same time. That's it. So I squeezed. Now I'm going to release the front brake. I'm going to keep the clutch in, and I'm going to walk it back. Now this will also give you an idea of how heavy your bike really is. Thankfully I can flat foot this one. So once again, I'm going to find that friction zone. I'm going to go a little bit further, but I'm going to squeeze my front brake and the clutch at the same time when I want to stop. So here we go. So going out, I'm paddle walking. I feel like stopping here, so squeeze both. Very good. Release the front brake, keep the clutch in, walk it back. Okay, when I say squeeze, think of it as, let's go ahead and put this in neutral. Engine shut off to test it out. That's fun. What I mean by that is it's called progressive braking. So you give it a little bit, and then a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And you can do that quickly. So a little bit, little bit, little bit. I can't even speak quicker than I can squeeze. Think of it as, and I say this all the time on the live stream, is you have an orange and a glass of orange, or a glass right here, and you want to make orange juice. So you have a half slice of orange, you squeeze a little bit of juice comes out. Let's say you don't squeeze anymore. No more juice is coming out, right? Because you have to squeeze a little bit more to break the pulp. A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. So you're squeezing with an increasing amount of pressure, but not all at once. Because if you squeezed a ton of that at the beginning, all your strength, orange juice is going to go everywhere. So you just give it nice, smooth, but you can do it quicker and quicker and quicker. I'm sure you guys have done that. So, same thing with the front brake. So let's go ahead and
Yeah. If you guys want to watch that video, there it is. That's part of the version 1 of the Smart Rider training manual. I'm going to be breaking up version 2. You notice how we're going over, let's go back to the very beginning. Look at it, it's members first. It's going to be coming out anyways. You know, we were going over friction zone and braking. I'm going to break it up into 2 videos. and kind of do the same thing. But it's not going to be 10 minutes long. It'll be like 2 5-minute videos. I want to break it up. So I'm going to be breaking up a lot, and this is the idea of it. It's a lot of stuff. This is going to be a whole new book. Build out the lesson plans and everything. I can't wait. I can't wait. I want to show you guys. I'm gonna show you guys. Let's see. Let's do. See if it's gonna load. This was version like 0 of the Smart Rider training manual. It's gonna be a mixture of everything that I've done for version 2. I'm gonna bring it up real quick. It's in Photoshop. It's the design. So that was like the lesson plan stuff. And once we get it up, it's a big file. Come on. Uh-oh. Are we freezing here? Are we freezing? There we go. It's like moving. It's a lot of stuff going on real quick. Let's see. Click. Come on. There we go. That's why. It has my old beard on it. This is how old it is. So this is kind of the idea. This is an old one. Look at that beard. Page 1, page 2. Kind of like the idea. Super excited about it. I'm going to make the design a lot better, though. A lot better. Can't wait. They're going to be PowerPoint slides, too. So if you ever want to, you know, take the class at home or with a group of friends, it'll just be me presenting. And you guys go out and practice. Awesome, Gear Driven Garage. Well, we're going to jump into this one. I think this one, I'm going to power through it. I'm not going to sit there and talk about every single one. I'll do that for the last video. We have another video after this. So we're going to power through this one because the other one was 50 minutes long. We got to cut that up into 2 25-minute videos probably. So here we go, guys. We're going to do it. We're going to talk about the Smart Rider drills, which I'm going to get the video. Your friends don't ride? Well, I could teach them. Put it on the TV. Let's sit down, have a couple pizzas, and hang out. Here's how you ride, guys. Stop being losers. I mean, your friends aren't losers. I was kidding. But they don't ride, so. Just saying. I don't mean anything by it, but I'm just saying. Dan, the fireman. Dan. Have a little Bill Nye thing. All right, guys. I got the drills up on the phone, and we're going to do this, and we're going to click the button on record. We're going to start off in the classroom, and here we go. 3, 2, 1. What is up, everybody? Dan the Fireman here. We're in the classroom. We're about to watch this older Motor Stars video. I'm not going to pause it that much this time, but I'm going to pause it at the beginning when it's a black screen because we do have a sale going on for the discount is Go Practice 20. We have the new booklets. We have the new Smart Rider drill booklets, 24 drills from beginner, easy, moderate, hard, expert drills. There's a couple new ones in there, and they have QR codes on the bottom, and they have my personal best time in the video. It's going to update. I'll get better and better. But with that said, you can get the physical booklet, or you can get the digital drill booklet, so you can put it on your phone mount, so you can practice in the parking lot. And just like the QR codes, they're here, and they're clickable. So you can actually click it, and it'll take you to the video. There it is. It's going to help you out with your turns. It's going to help you out with your bonding of your bike. You're going to understand what it can and can't do, what you can and can't do. If you get the physical, you get the digital with it. There's also a cone kit if you want to get the cones and the booklets. You only need 10 cones. You set up the practice area and the dimensions once, and you can do 24 drills inside of it, never having to move a cone. You're going to learn a lot about you and your bike. Easy setup. I show you how to do it all. 20% off. Go Practice 20. Use the discount code at checkout. Grab it now. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at this. Oh, geez.
Start with a situation.
That thing almost hit me in the face.
Too close
Alright.
to the car and
Lane
decided to
splitting.
switch lanes despite the lack of visibility.
We're going to go over plan a little bit. Did not position well for safety. He was the active threat. So we're going to go over this real quick. I'm going to pause it. He's on fire. All right. Bring it back up. It's going to go. There it is. Bring it back up. So position for safety. We're trying to find escape routes. We're trying to maintain good space cushions. And we are looking for good line of sight. Locating hazard situations. Intersections. Corners. We have left turn cars, which are typically intersections, like left turners. And then we have sides of the vehicle. And then we have open lane patterns. We're going to talk a little bit about that. I might pause them on those. The assessing relevant threats. If any of those people are starting to do that and they're in your path of travel, yes, it's a relevant threat. If they're not in your path of travel, not a relevant threat. They become active threats when they are in your path of travel. What do we do with an active threat? We emergency swerve, emergency brake, emergency accelerate. We do not rev bomb. We do not hit things. We do not fight for our position. We get ourselves out of there into a new position for safety. And we constantly do this over and over and over and over again. Let's hit the play button. Let's go. All right. Intersection. Locate. Car fails to yield a left turn. Okay. It's green for us. They didn't go. Emergency braking. Handled it. Everyone's honking at each other. Not a big deal. Moving on. Lane splitting. Hazardous situation. Watch out for any open spots. Anybody wants to merge into those open spots? Open lane pattern. They merged over. Rev bombing wasn't the thing. Either swerve, accelerate, brake. Same thing. Swerve, accelerate, or brake. Get yourself out of there. Rev bombing doesn't do anything. We're going to fight about it now? Okay. Oh. Dangerous driver. Don't be side by side with dangerous drivers. Just let them have it. Get behind them. Watch the idiot in front of you so you can avoid them if they crash. But if they're behind you, they might crash into you. Might sideswipe you here. Let them have it. We're not going to win. We're not going to win that fight. Okay, left. That was a side of the vehicle. Okay, they weren't a relevant threat.
This lane splitting has become very problematic.
Lane splitting.
Slightly more challenging situation.
Very dangerous area to do it because any of these vehicles can open their door. Any of these vehicles can pull out. I get it. It's a different area, different. So why did we dump the bike? We slammed the front brake, lost traction, fell down. Was it a panic brake? We wouldn't have had to panic brake if we weren't doing this. But cultures are different. This is why you wear full gear. Put that face shield down. It's a it's a modular helmet. Put it down so you can protect your face. All right, here we go. So good lane positioning. You see the line of sight's pretty good. We're in a good position to the left so we can see ahead of the vehicle. We have a road surface hazard that we just ran over. Not a big deal. Moving on, but good job everywhere else. Cold morning, a little bit of frost on the ground, just a tad bit of throttle. Lesson learned. Intersections, it is also a turn right here. So if you know that it's going to be cold, a little frost on the ground, take the turns easier. And then when you get straight, then accelerate. Don't accelerate in the middle of the turn, especially when you know that it's cold. You know there's probably frost on the ground. Take it easy, then accelerate. All right. We talking about open lane patterns. We're watching a motorcyclist do an open lane pattern. So let's go ahead and describe open lane pattern. We're not going to do it too much. So this lane right here that this motorcyclist is in is stacked full of vehicles, right? He doesn't like it. This guy does not like it. He's looking at this. He's like, I hate this. Oh, wait, what's over here? Oh, it's an open lane because this car is going faster than these cars. So he's going to switch lines just like you would do at a grocery store. You're stuck in a line. You see the other cashier going faster and you see they have less stuff in the other lane. You're going to go over there real quick, but you're also checking to make sure you're not cutting anybody. Well, here, car drivers don't do that. They tend to just cut. And that's what's happening here. He's cutting off a car. This is a car dash cam, okay? So he's cutting off a car, did not do a head check, did not look, cut everyone off. Car drivers do that to us. We tend to do that to them, which means humans do that to humans. Not a big deal, right? So if you can recognize as the car driver, or if we're the motorcyclist in this situation, right? If we recognize that there's a big stack of vehicles, one of these people might want to switch out into our fun lane, our lane that's wide open. If we can recognize that they might want to do that, what can we do then? Because we're going to assume that they're going to do it. We're going to let them in And if they do it and they're cutting us off, we're going to apply some brake pressure or get off the gas or get off the throttle to allow them in. Simple. And if they try to sideswipe us, we find an escape. Simple. Let's not get mad at dumb people. Okay? Have you ever had an argument with a dumb person? You feel dumber afterwards. Let's be the smart people in the room. Let them in. Good job moving off. Cool. Honk the horn if you want. Listen to some great music. It's going to be copyrighted, and thank you so much for demonetizing this video. So make sure you guys grab one of these booklets. I have to mute it. All right, there we go. We're back. All right.
This bike
In view of the mirrors,
in doubt to be seen.
maintain a space
Nevertheless,
cushion.
The driver didn't see him, but fortunately the rider was
Can't
able
see
to
us because we're in the
react
middle.
quickly.
I like to be off to the sides, just like he's about to do. Oh, they're backing up. Oh, crap. Can't Flintstone it backwards quick enough. That guy was an idiot. But here's the thing. Here's what I'm telling you guys. A lot of people teach, you know, the MSF teaches, a lot of other motorcycle instructors teach, you can only swerve or brake. But what happens if you're at a stop? How are you going to swerve at a stop? How are you going to brake at a stop? You already stopped. I teach another emergency maneuver, emergency acceleration. You might have to accelerate out of something. You don't want to just stand there. If you stand there, you're not in a position for safety anymore. You have to navigate it. Well, you got to accelerate. So he accelerated and swerved. He used two of the tools that I always teach. Swerved or accelerated and swerved out of there. So good job on this rider. All right, I'm going to try not to pause
Didn't
anymore.
see him, but
So right here,
the rider was able to
he
react
sees them backing up. We can't Flintstone it back quick enough. He swerved and accelerated out. Good job. Got himself out of there. That's why it's super important to be able to practice your emergency acceleration. So in a parking lot, accelerate hard and then apply good progressive braking. Accelerate hard, apply good swerving. It's a good practice to do. Okay, they're going to come over, open lane. It's an open lane. There's a car there. Not a big deal. Let them in. That's it. Be off to the side a little bit. Okay. Now we're just rev bombing because we're getting pissed off. They didn't go in the first available lane. Not a big deal. Now they're straddling it. Get out of there. Get out of there. Go. Don't fight side by side with it. You're going to lose. Oh, geez. Okay, same thing there, guys. Same thing there. We located a hazardous situation. The person's in our lane. We have plenty of space over there. Let's go to the other space. Don't just hide and fight. Don't just stay right here. Move. Move over. Not a big deal. Think of like two negative magnets. They're pushing each other, right? You know, if you have a positive and negative, they attach. Be just like two negative, two positives, okay? You're constantly maintaining this invisible force. You know, how do magnets work? Let me know in the comments if you know where that came from. Oh, we're doing some wheelies. Our headlights aren't working because it's shining into the sky. So what are we going to do here? We're going to land it and probably fall down because there's a bump or some road surface debris right there. There it is. Went up and over and blurred out everything. Thankfully, we have other people here that just in case we get injured, they can hopefully rescue us.
We're good.
We're good.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Hopefully no road rash. Don't want cops to show up because we're technically reckless riding. We can get a ticket. Okay. Real quick. I just want to point this out. I think I've seen this one before. Let's go back a little bit. Look at our front end. Just look at our front end real quick. Don't worry about the driver. Look right there. What do you guys think was happening? You could see the top of the fender. I think he was wheeling. Doing a wheelie. All right. So we're doing wheelies. We have an intersection here. Sun in the eyes of the other person. We're doing some wheelies. That means we're not prepped for the swerve. We're not prepped for the hazardous situation because intersections are hazardous situations. We're not prepped to do anything. We have no control. We're assuming other people will not hit us. That's not the case ever. All right, this person did something wrong. Okay, they did something wrong. And we crashed. Now, we did have an escape. If we had both tires on the ground, we could have swerved to the right. But we didn't. Trauma-induced seizures. Skull fractures are bad enough. The simple fact that he has a seizure after a traumatic incident means the brain is damaged. The brain has become damaged. So that is a very high, very high mechanism. And it's not a low-level TBI, which is just basically a headache and a small concussion with no loss of consciousness. If he has a loss of consciousness and it's having issues of like a seizure, that means he's hitting a certain part of the brain that is controlling his muscles, and that's typically the brainstem and a few other parts in the back. So he's probably got a bad skull fracture in the back. Could be in the front and whatnot, but it's not a good situation whatsoever. So how do we prevent a lot of this stuff? Please don't do your wheelies around intersections and other vehicles. Maintain full control so you can do an emergency maneuver. If you are going to be doing wheelies and something like this happens or whatever, please wear a helmet so you can mitigate as much injury as possible. I'm assuming he's alive, so if he was wearing a helmet, the helmet saved his life. Did it prevent massive problems? Not really, but it prevented the worst one, which is death. So wear some gear. How do you help somebody in that situation? Oh, there it is. Back of the head. That's the back of the head right there. How do you help somebody in this situation? Call 911. That's it. If he's bleeding somewhere, you can apply direct pressure, you can apply a tourniquet and pack the wound into certain areas. The thing is, with a skull, you don't want to push. If there's bone, like a skull fracture, and it's like there's an indent, you don't want to push. You're kind of stuck of just like holding something next to it to hopefully help it clot. So like a bandage, like a 4x4 or 5x9, and you're just you're not pushing pressure, you're just holding it there to hopefully that it clots. If you push, you're going to be pushing bone into the brain. Call 911 right away. That's the only thing that will save him is emergency surgery. All right, here we go. We got some more here.
Reasonable behavior of the driver who, despite knowing where
Okay, we're racing. That we don't want a person passing us, so you see how we increase our speed to maintain the speed of this? Okay. We have an exit here, exit only lane, so they're going to want to come into the lane because they're probably exiting. Let them in. Let them in. Let them in. Not a big deal. Be a courteous driver. Be a courteous driver. Just let them in. People just want to get to where they want to go. Be nice. Let people in. Don't cause issues. I get it. This is an older video. This is 2023. This is back when road rage was really popular to post on the internet. Thankfully, it's become less. Thankfully, it's become less. All right, we got more. Because a lot of people used to go out riding for motovlogs, and they would just go ride a lot, and then in an hour they would get 3 minutes of this kind of stuff, and it's perfect, I got a video. And it's you're looking for it because you want to post. Okay, that one, the person kind of came out. How did they not see us? We have high vis. It is what it is. That's why accelerating out is good. All right, we blur our speedo because we're racing our buddies in an area that looks kind of dangerous because there's no shoulder. And if you hit the wall, that sucks. If you go over the edge, that sucks. If you hit the cliff, that sucks. This is why talking on your Cardo Pack Talk Pros or Edges, link in the description for a discount. Oh, went a little wide. Went a little wide. Maybe it's a good indicator that we should probably slow it down. Maybe I'm getting tired. Maybe this is too fast. All these different things. All right, car dash cam.
The rider didn't pay enough attention.
Not gonna be a good one.
See the curb in time.
Usually when they post these from the car, the person is gonna get destroyed. Oh, he wasn't paying attention at all. Wasn't paying attention at all. The road is straight until it's not, and we just kept going straight. Maybe he was looking at his phone. You see women all the time, they hit curbs. It's a funny joke, It's oops, they hit a curb. Probably because they're looking at the phone, doing their makeup, changing the radio, whatever. But they're in a car. Oops, you hit a curb. On a motorcycle, oops, you hit a curb, you crash. I think this is why a lot of soccer moms and a lot of women, they like to get SUVs, because when it's an oopsie I hit a curb, it's not going to damage anything. Be careful. You might be the curb. Oopsie, just a curb. Babe, why do you have a bent rim? I don't know. He's doing fine. We got some good people blocking traffic. These guys look like they're probably first responders of some sort. Oh, what do we have here? Ooh, that was a nice little trials bike. Look at that. Look at it on the trailer. Look at that bike. A little trials bike. All right, MERS in front of us. Not a big deal. 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 Relax. It's okay. All right, we see real close calls and crashes here. Those weren't. Oh, okay. What do we got here? What are we slowing down for? Weird editing. Oh, copper. Okay, what's going on? What are we speeding for? What happened? Buddy got pulled over. I would have just went by and talked real quick to him on the cardo. Be like, hey, I'll see you at home.
It wasn't us, yeah. Sorry?
It wasn't you guys.
Oh, yeah. Do you need my license or?
Plate needs to be down.
Oh, yeah, it's just zip tied on because.
I wouldn't stop. If I wasn't being pulled over, I wouldn't stop. Be like, buddy, you're taking this one. He pulled you over. He didn't pull me over. But with that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe. Make sure you check out. Oh, let's go and make myself bigger. Make sure you grab one of these. Go Practice 20 for 20% off. 24 drills. They get harder and harder and harder, as you can see. 24 drills. You get a digital version with it. There's also a cone kit if you want to get the cone kit, but use the discount Go Practice 20 for 20% off. With that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and I'll see you guys on the next live stream. Hey, I forgot to get a thumbnail again. Damn it. Forgot to get a thumbnail. Damn. See you later, Ungainly Zyler 1. See you later, buddy. All right. This one's a 20-minute video, though. And I usually like double and triple the length of time. So I'm hoping this isn't going to turn into an hour. Then again, normally I start the live streams at 11. It's not even 11 yet. So I think I'm ahead of schedule. This is fine. I just wanted to get to work. I wanted it to end at 11 so I can get work on the Smart Rider training manual. And some packing. How you doing, Bread? Yeah, that one was a quick one, Elad. See you later, Carrie. We got one more. I mean, if you're leaving, that's cool. I mean, make sure you grab a slice of pizza on the way out. Elad gets one full pizza, though, so make sure he gets his pizza. Yeah, we got one more. We got one more. Oh, no, we're good. We're gonna do this. It's just gonna turn into a long video. Screw it. We're gonna have a lot of videos this weekend then. How about that? Maybe I'll get ahead of schedule. Maybe I'll do it. I'll save some for the next weekend because, you know, MotoStars isn't putting out a lot of videos. Maybe that's what we'll do. Yeah, what does he want on his pizza? Everybody get him some pizza. Liz is number 2 top fan. Who's in the top fans? These are the top fans. It's interesting. Elad's got 225 points. Insane. All right. Let's get a little bit of caffeine. Oh, yeah. Let's get a heart attack in a can. All right, guys, here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody, we got a Crash Bandito video. This is a longer video, so we're gonna have to probably cut it up a little bit, but we're gonna go over some crashes and close calls. We're gonna figure out what happened, how it happened. We're gonna try to avoid these ourselves. We're using our mirror neurons, using these examples, just like little children use mirror neurons when they're looking at their parents and how do they do things like, oh man, how does he walk? Okay, I'm gonna learn how to walk just by looking. So like that's what we're doing here. We're gonna learn how these people crashed and had close calls, and we're gonna put ourselves in that perspective and perception, and then we're gonna be like, that's not what we're gonna do. And I'm gonna give you some tips utilizing the plan method. This is the method. Yes, I know. This is the method that I came up with. It's based on the OODA loop: observe, orient, decide, and act. I decided to switch observe and orient around. So we're gonna do position for safety. It's gonna go away real quick. We're gonna bring it right back. There it is. We're going to position for safety, look for line of sight, space cushions, escape routes. We're going to locate hazard situations, like all the different patterns we'll talk about, intersections and corners. Assess if any of them are relevant threats, like road surface hazards and those vehicles and those corners and all that stuff. Are we an active threat by going too fast? Are we not in a good position? Well, let's go ahead and put ourselves into a new position. Is the car turning out in front of us? So let's put ourselves in a new position by swerving. And in Sydney, Australia, everything's upside down. So let's see what happens here.
From Sydney, Australia, was out riding his brand new bike, fresh from the dealer. He was leaning confidently.
Oh, she's on the bike on the back, and that's sketchy.
Into curves that seemed totally manageable.
Totally manageable until it's not. Okay, low side.
The rider leaned in a bit too far and ended up low side.
What do you think, Crash? Crash Bandito? You think a little too far? A little too far?
The rider was fine and walked away without
What do you
injuries.
think?
To avoid this,
let's find out.
Use smooth inputs and shift your body to keep the bike more upright through turns.
Very nice. Very nice, Crash Bandito. I agree with that. I agree with that sentiment. So he said...
Rider was fine and walked away without injuries. To avoid this, manage your speed.
Manage your speed. So yes, we're going a little too fast in the corner for our skill set. Okay, fine. Okay, maybe we were going the appropriate speed. Maybe for our skill, maybe we have the skill for that. What we don't know is look at the road surface hazard. Maybe there was gravel. Maybe there was a road surface hazard. All these different things. So we can't control the road surface and the road surface hazards and then other vehicles, right? We can't control that. What we can control is our speed. So when he says manage your speed, that's great. Manage your speed. A lot of people think, oh, I need to manage my speed to make this turn as fast as possible. No, manage your speed and do it at the speed limit or the recommended speed, so that if there is an external factor like road surface hazards or gravel or a pothole or a car, you're able to maneuver yourself out of those problem areas. We're not trying to manage our speed so we can go as fast as possible within our skill set. We're trying to be sub-maximal. We're not trying to max rep bench press every single time we work out. We're trying to just build muscle slowly with a progressive overload to the point where we hit a certain area and we're still within 80% of our max. Okay, I don't know if you guys understand weightlifting, but that's part of it. Use smooth inputs. So not swerving hard, not braking hard, not accelerating hard, not leaning hard real quick. Quick inputs can cause problems. It can jostle and move the bike in ways that you don't want it to. So smooth inputs, agree. Yes.
And shift your body to keep the bike more upright through turns.
Yes. So if you're going to be going at a high rate of speed, you do have to counter it with body positioning, because when you keep the bike more upright, you have more traction. If you're constantly leaning with you and the bike, super low, 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 on the bottom of the tire, you're starting to go low, low, low to the very edge of where that tire has traction. And once you get to that edge where the tire has traction, it goes away. So when you go with body positioning and the bike's more upright, okay, I'm all doing it opposite. Body positioning with the bike more upright, the bike will have more traction, but you'll be able to make those turns. That's more of an advanced thing. You shouldn't have to give it a ton of body positioning if you're doing the appropriate speed. You can basically ride vertically, straight up, and you just kind of do a little bit of turn, not boom, a lot of turn. Okay.
A rider from Bahia, Brazil, down on rural roads at high speed.
179 kilometers per hour. 180 kilometers an hour is 112 miles per hour. Thank you so much, David, for all of this. I could just say and convert things real quick.
when he suddenly locked onto something ahead.
Okay, so target fixated and maybe on the wrong things. Let's take a look. Okay, we're turning. Oh, we're jostling a little bit. We hit a bump a little bit. Now we're looking at the edge and we crash into the grass. Ooh.
Luckily, he walked away without a scratch. But this is exactly what happens when speed meets distraction. At high speeds, your margin for error shrinks fast.
Yep.
To stay safe, ride within your limits, scan the road ahead, and most importantly, slow down.
Hey, man, I love it when Crash Bandito is actually giving some really helpful advice. I'm just going to expand on a little bit of it. So he's going over here. Let's go back a little bit more. He hits a bump right there. You see that? Look at that. He hits a bump. So at a lower speed, the bump's not going to be a big deal. When you're doing the appropriate speed, not going to be a big deal. When you're going at high speed, it's going to mess you up a little bit more. And so if it messes you up a little bit more, now you have less room because you're traveling faster. This room disappears quicker. Okay, if you're going at appropriate speed, you're going to have plenty of time to respond to the situation. At high speed, you have less time to respond to the situation. And so if you have less time, you also have less total stopping distance or less perception reaction distance. So you don't have enough swerve distance anymore. You don't have enough braking distance anymore. You don't have enough room anymore. Your perception reaction is going to be minimized too. So now he's like, oh crap, I don't know what to do. I can't do anything because I'm going too fast. I can't swerve because I'm going too fast. And he gets launched. But thankfully we have full gear.
Action. At high speed ahead, and most importantly, slow down.
Slow down. Slow down. Oh, you wait.
48,
A 48?
48 soul brother, what's good?
What are you talking about, bro?
Talking about what the is that?
A biker from Fresno, California, was out testing his electric lowrider, cruising at 48 miles per hour on a 35 road.
So he's going above the speed limit. He's not causing problems. He's not slowing anybody down.
But despite the pace, the SUV behind him wasn't having it and started tailgating hard.
I like how the car behind me, because I can see.
He says he's going 48. It looks like he's going 30. So he's got a GPS speedometer on. He's going 30.
It's like right.
Well, he's slowing down. Okay, he's slowing down.
Like you don't have to be like that hard on my ass.
Yeah, you don't have to because he's going with the flow of traffic.
Go away.
He's going with the flow.
I think people are stupid.
Let him. Just let him. Done. Gone. Bye. Not a big deal.
Idiot. He was coming up on me so damn fast that like
not a big deal.
Hit me.
Oh. Now it's awkward. Now it's bad.
Hey, why you come up on me so fast, bro?
You on that electrical bike, be on the side of the road, I'm a 48, room on the
A 48?
48 soul brother, what's good?
What are you talking about, bro?
Talking about what the is that?
This is a
In West Texas near the border, a biker was riding the trails when he ran into something that'll definitely spike your heart rate.
Beautiful area. Riding the trails, having fun, when in doubt, throttle out, get yourself out of there. You know, somebody's gonna come around this corner maybe? Nope. Okay, maybe this corner? Nope, maybe. Hey, found an escape. Oh. Oh no. Border Patrol.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Don't worry.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm good. I just wanted to make sure you're good.
He's probably just thinking to himself, I have to do an incident report. He's like, you know what, maybe, you know, I've had this back pain for a little bit. You know, maybe I can get some paid leave. And just say my back pain was caused by this. Might have helped him out.
Afterward, the rider asked, would you call this a collision or not? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below.
So one thing here, though, that I found interesting, I've done this on, if you guys been here long enough, I was doing Saturday scramblers on the Harley Sportster going off-road and some knobby tires and whatnot. I can recognize this I've done some off-roading. So he was trying to go right. He was trying to go where these trail parts are, but he lost traction. He's like, oh, okay, cool. Here, I can go left because there's an open spot versus a bush. I've crashed in a few bushes before. So he went for the escape. He went for what he could do. He was going to crash if he kept trying to turn right. So watch right here. There. So he was trying to go right. You see how he's looking right? He's like, oh, I'm not going to be able to go right. Well, I'll just go left then. And that's kind of the like what happened here. That it just sucks. Two or three things happening.
Oh!
You know.
You okay? Right? Yeah.
Would you call this? In Palomar, California,
Palomar,
another clear case of target fixation.
Palomar.
The writer later explained that he was trying to get close-up footage.
Yeah, target fixated. That's kind of what the deal is. Interesting. That's ChatGPT.
Of his friend and ended up focusing too much on the bike ahead, which caused him to lose his line.
Crash warning. Oh. Yeah, a little target fixation, going a little too fast. Thankfully, he kept it upright, so he's looking through the turn. Still look through the turn. Sat up. Uh-oh. Sees the car coming. Instant panic. And so what happens with panic? Okay, let's go over a little bit of psychology. Yes, a little bit of psychology. When you get into a panic, okay, a panic it's not necessarily a trauma response. Trauma response is it knocks you into a fight or flight, but when it comes into like I'm in danger, that's when you start to panic. And you go into fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. Those are the 4 things that you can do in a panic. Some people fight, some people flee, some people freeze, they just kind of freeze up, and some people fawn. And what fawning is like basically begging and like trying to do something to prevent the thing to happen, okay? A lot of kids do that when they have angry parents, right? So what's happening here is that, boom, panic. Here's the instant panic. Here's the situation, panic, right? What did he do? Froze. Just straight up froze. We froze, and now we're going to go straight, okay? Instead of, oh, I'm going to fight to get myself back. I'm going to snap out of this panic, and what is my training going to do? And so that's what training does. So when we talk about firefighters, EMS, police officers, military, every one of those people get into this. They get into a panic. Every single one. I don't care who you are. You're going to have a panic. When there's a firefight, a dangerous situation, a fire, even if you see someone on the ground after a car accident or even just a medical problem where they're unconscious and dying, you're going to go into a panic. It's like, this is an emergency situation. But with training, it kicks in. It overrides that panic. It's still there. Your heart rate still goes up. The adrenaline goes up. But you fall back into that training. And so with EMS, it's like, oh, crap, there's somebody on the ground dying and having a heart attack. Oh, crap. Training. What do I do? What's my first steps? What's my assessment? What's the skill set I'm supposed to be doing? Boom, boom, you start doing it. Same thing with traffic stops. Same thing with firefights. Same thing with all these things. Training is what overrides it. Now, more and more training, the panic could be a split second. It could be a full second. It can be 5 seconds. It can be like, I just need to do a quick breath. You get over it. When you are untrained, you stay in the panic. You completely stay in it. And nothing's going to pull you out until your body relaxes. So this is why it's so important and why I want you guys to train and train and train and watch these videos and to learn from these videos and constantly this is important because riding a motorcycle is inherently dangerous and you're going to get into a lot of panics. So let's minimize how long we stay in that panic so we can get back into our training. And that's why I did develop the Smart Rider drills, is so at minimum your training is knowing how to maneuver your motorcycle in different scenarios, in different situations. There's 24 different drills ranging from, if you're a brand new person, here's how you set it up. Brand new person, easy drills, very beginner, easy. Now we're back into a little bit easier, but a little bit harder, 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 all the way to some craziness. Because I want you to have that progression of training so that we can get out of this panic. And this is going to help you with turning the motorcycle, accelerating, braking, turning, looking, not target fixating on one cone because you're looking for the next one. And that's why I really want you guys to get expert training. If you're going to be riding like this, what kind of training can you get? On the track. So when stuff like this happens, you know to stay in your lane versus, uh-oh, I see a car. Uh-oh, I freeze. Uh-oh, I'm going towards where I shouldn't be going. Okay? The book does come with cones if you get the cone kit. So you only need 10 cones or 5 tennis balls cut in half. You also get a digital version of it. So let's bring that up right here. You get a digital version. So if you get the physical version, it comes with a digital version on your phone. You can get the digital version by itself, and there's a discount right now. Go Practice 20 for 20% off of all this. So here's the digital version. Once it starts to load, please come on, load. I don't want to have to edit all this stuff out. There's a digital version. Oh my gosh, come on. There we go. Digital version. And it has QR codes on the physical and the digital. And on the digital, you click the QR code, and I'll take you to a video of me actually doing it. Okay, guys? Check it out. Links in the description. But that's really what it is. We panicked. And I don't want you guys panicking. I want you to be focused on your training.
It's a solid reminder. When you lock in too hard on another rider or anything else, you risk drifting off your intended path. So always keep your eyes on where you want to go. Luckily, the rider handled it well. No harm to him or the bike, so a solid save.
Crash Bandicoot. I keep wanting to say Crash Bandicoot, but it's not.
In North Carolina, a rider tried to do the right thing, helping push a car that had run out of gas to the nearest petrol station.
Always pay attention behind you.
Good deeds don't go as planned.
Always pay attention behind you.
I'm gonna push over with you. Scoot over. We showing this help coming up this hill. Yeah, we do.
She probably has the brakes on.
I'm too old for that. Okay, there you go.
She wasn't turning the car.
You're rolling now.
Oh no, is she gonna run into the gas?
She's going the wrong way.
Apply the brakes.
Damn, she missed the pump. Please stop. Please stop, hit the brakes. Oh, oh my God. Damn. Oh my God. Oh, all right.
Hit the brakes.
Y'all be.
We're gonna go to the Philippines real quick.
Rider was taking on some rough off-road terrain, lots of dirt and loose ground,
Missy?
but the bike clearly wasn't built for it.
Oh my God. All right. Having some fun with our DJI Osmo Action 5. Nice little watermark. Just chilling, cruising. Hopefully we don't hit some gravel. It's dirt, get it. Oh, here it is.
Oh, baby.
Oh. Is she okay?
Luckily, both the rider and...
All right. I know. So that's level 1 road rash. Sandra, welcome back. Welcome to the crew. That is level 1 road rash. See how just a small little dip, small little fall on gravel? We've all had that, right? Playing as kids. We're all like, sliding into first. You're not supposed to, but sliding to second, how about that? Sliding to home base, all that stuff. Playing soccer, skid a knee, whatever. We've had that. That's level 1 road rash. Level 1 dirt road rash, right? But look where it's at. Okay? Right here, near the elbow, we have abrasion resistance on motorcycle gear. Right there. We have impact protection on their elbows with motorcycle gear. I get it. We're probably renting the vehicle. They're not going to rent out full gear. So this is why we have to be extra careful when we're riding. If we're doing a rental and we don't have full gear. I just want to show you guys that's level 1. Level 2, we're starting to rip some of the dermis off. Level 3, we're starting to see some fleshy bits like muscle and tendon. Level 4 is when you start seeing bone. That's not good. They don't really talk about level 4 very much. Level 4 burns is when the bone starts to char. Not good.
his passenger were fine, thanks to the slow pace. But if you ride rural roads often, it's a smart move to use
Imagine going
tires
faster.
or even switch to an off-road bike. It really makes a difference in control and safety.
Imagine going faster.
In Muskegon County, Michigan, a dirt biker was riding through some pretty eerie woods. But in the woods, it's not the wildlife you need to worry about. It's other human beings.
it's kind of like that question. Women, what would you prefer, to be alone with a bear or alone with a man? It's like, well, we're in the woods, so it's like, are we supposed to be worried about people or bears? I'd be worried about bears. All right, here we go. Going a little off-road. It's basically a single road, so we don't know if anybody's coming around. Whoa.
What?
You ran into a truck at all?
Nope.
Explorer?
Nope.
If you do, can you, like, I don't know, possibly turn around and try to find me? I'm going to be taking this trip.
Okay.
I appreciate it. I really do. Like, I've been looking for 2 days.
Okay.
That's okay. I'd rather be alone with a bear in this situation. That's a little weird.
You're almost out to the road if you follow this trail.
Really?
Yep.
So this lost barefoot guy asked.
He's not lost. He's looking. Yeah, solid snake. It's a little sus. He's
for help from the biker, said he was trying to find his truck, which had
maybe
been
some
missing
drugs.
for 2 days. The writer said they met here at the green marker, and the truck was left.
I
at
love
the
this
yellow
extra
one.
context.
If the man had just followed the trail, he would have found his truck on his own. The biker ended up finding the guy's truck, but he didn't go back for him. Perhaps a wise move.
I wouldn't.
What would you have done in that situation? Would you have helped him or just leave him? Let me know in the comments below. A biker from
good job. Hey, Phoenix. This is Arizona. I'm in Tucson. All right, anybody here from Phoenix or Tucson? Let me know. Right in the comments.
Arizona records his trip on his helmet cam. As he approaches an intersection, everything seems fine. But once he starts riding again, he fails miserably.
Uh-oh. All right, so left-handed turn, stay in our first available lane. Oh, we accelerated hard. I think we've seen this one before. Yeah!
The rider gave too much input in the
Oh, here we go. I was about to say it. Go ahead, Crash.
corner, causing him to low-side his bike. So next time, to avoid a crash, maintain a light throttle through the corner.
Okay, well, let's build upon that then. Why did we crash? So he's supposed to keep a light input on the corner. Once again, we're turning on our tire, and we only have so much traction. We need traction to accelerate, to brake, and to turn. So if he's turning, he's using a lot of or not a lot. He's for this using some traction. But now we're accelerating, so we're doing that hard. It means it needs traction. So we're turning and accelerating really hard. It's going to take too much traction away from our tires, which can cause that rear tire to spin because it's losing traction. And then we low side. Okay, so on these turns, just like he said, is that we're going to go through the turn nice and easy. And then now that we're done with the turn, right? So we're turning. Now we're done with the turn. Accelerate. Use traction for the turning and maintain throttle, easy throttle. Now that we're done turning, now you can increase throttle. Much easier to do that. You're going to minimize your low side incidents. You're going to minimize your high side incidents. It's what you're supposed to do anyways.
Crashed it. The rider gave too much input in the corner, causing him to low side his bike. So next time, to avoid a crash, maintain a light throttle through the corner.
Yep.
No!
There goes his visor. Oh, and his shoe.
Well,
where's some gear, guys?
That sucks.
Yeah, it does. CrashBandito. I was about to say Crash Bandicoot again.
A biker
All right,
from Austin,
Texas
was speeding when he honked at a car, claiming it had cut him off. But the driver was far ahead and didn't feel he was at fault, so he confronted the biker.
Oh, guys, road rage. Just get over it. Okay, not a big deal. They turned. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. We're going pretty fast here. Going 69. Nice. 69 miles per hour. Okay. Now I want to find a fault in you. 35. It says 35. You're speeding. What about now? You're going 54 in a 35. They think you're going 35, so they're pulling out thinking that you're going to be way back there still, but that you caught up to them quick. Freaked them out, probably. When we talk about taking accountability, you want them to take accountability for them pulling out in front of you? What about you? What about you? What about you? And you could be perfect. You could be perfect. You could be going 35 and they do this. Still doesn't matter. Take accountability for your success. Take accountability for the things that you're doing right. Be like, I did something right, they did something wrong, but I didn't get crashed and all this other stuffs, and everything's fine. But if you're going to be like, oh, they did something wrong, oh, it's them. What about you? What about you? I hate hypocrites. People being hypocritical.
What's wrong with you, dumbass dude?
Oh, jeez.
What are you doing, dude?
Man, again, bitch. Put your finger out at me again. You're doing 60 miles an hour. You're gonna kill somebody, you dumbass.
I just sped
you
up.
are a dumb.
I sped up.
You were going 54 before that. We saw it. You put the evidence out there for all of us to see. This dude, though, bringing an axe, no, that's not cool. He's an angry old man. That's not cool. So now everyone's in the wrong. Now everyone's escalating everything.
Up because you pulled down in front of me.
Slow down.
You pulled out straight in front of me, bro.
You see how he's not taking accountability for his speeding at the beginning? I mean, that's a little nuts, though.
You're going too fast.
You pulled out straight.
Who keeps an
in front
axe
Go slower.
in their front seat?
To move around you.
No, you didn't. Okay, yeah, you did. You went 54 to 69 in a 35. Okay, cool. Technically, you're right that you sped up, but technically, you were speeding already.
Stupid ass. Swear to God.
Do you think the rider was cut off? Share your thoughts in the comments below.
Yeah, share your comments in the comment section below. You can go to the original Crash Bandito. I'm going to call him Crash Bandicoot. The Crash Bandicoot NL.
In
Let him know.
Rockwell, Arkansas, a rider's GoPro was recording his ride through town alongside a friend.
If you don't know which one it is, it's Brutal Motorcycle Crashes, Crash Bandito NL, if I don't put it in the description. It's one of his newer ones, okay? It's this one right here, guys. Right here, July 18th, 2025. Okay?
But
Sorry.
as he overtakes a silver car, about 60 meters before a red light, he gets a
we're
quick
using
reminder
meters
that
now.
Not everyone on the road is playing it
We're in America.
same.
You can cut in, Bobby.
All right. So we got 2 camera views. Here we go. The angry driver. Why are they angry in the first place?
The driver stayed in the car, but by the time they reached the second light, he got out and confronted the biker.
For what? Why? I love doing that. Just kind of relaxing. What do we got here?
Brakes work pretty good.
Oh, I think I've seen this one before. 360 situational awareness.
3 of them. You pulled in front of me like I like to got you. You need to watch what's behind you before you get hurt.
You weren't near me, man. You're good.
See, much better. Handled it. Angry old men. They're like 10-year-olds stuck in a 78-year-old body. Didn't get what I wanted. I'm angry. Grow up. You got a whole life. Who cares?
The whole thing.
You're gonna have a heart attack, dude.
Near his ass. He's crazy.
A biker from Italy was riding through the rural roads of
Here we go.
province.
So a little
He was just
different
1 month
here.
off crutches and back on the bike, but his happiness came to a stop quickly.
1 month off crutches. Do we have a small sprain? Because bones heal in about 8 weeks. And larger sprains, level 2 and level 3, you need to get repaired. But level 2, that takes a while. Like, oh, so I don't think it was his crutch problem or his leg problem that caused that. I think that was a gravel issue. You see that? See the road surface change right there? And he's not grabbing the front brake. You see how as soon as he gets close to that, the front tire washes out? So when you're riding, this is why you go the speed limit. You do the recommended speed. Because you're not only trying to navigate the corner, you're also need more time and processing power to watch for road surface hazards. You see how like it's a lighter color right there? And you see how it's dark right here? So what we should be doing is, oh, there's something here. I don't want to hit that. Adjust my position for safety. Much easier to do when you're not speeding and you're paying attention. Adjust your position to where the road looks like road, not the road looks like there's a topping on top of it. I was saying topping because Elad's eating pizza right now. Make sure there's nothing on top. So aim for the new position for safety. Did we locate something? Are we assessing if is it a problem? Yeah, maybe. Do we navigate it? Yeah. To a new position? Yeah. Plan. Much easier to do when you're going a little slower or the speed limit and you're actually paying attention. It wasn't going super fast, but the thing is, maybe we didn't see it. Why didn't we see it? Because we're not looking for it. We weren't looking for it. Jeez, dude. We weren't looking for it because we have an unintentional blindness because we're not paying attention to it. Our brains shut it off. Just like car drivers.
He was more than fine after the slide, but clearly frustrated. It happened because of loose gravel and dirt on the road. It's a reminder to always watch the road surface, especially on rural routes. Stay alert, adjust your speed, and avoid hard inputs when traction's unpredictable. A biker from Houston, Texas was...
Didn't see the video, but CrashBanditoNL has some good tips, guys. Check him out. There's a reason why he's got 1.25 million. Dude, come on, man.
Test riding a bike when a lady suddenly swerved into him, causing the biker to crash.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Open lane pattern. What the this is an old
biker's
video.
lane and is clearly at fault, but the crash could have...
This is like a 5-year-old video. I remember doing one of my first after action reviews on this video. So open lane pattern. I didn't know that pattern back then. Open lane pattern. We are in this lane. We wanted to switch over to the new lane because it's open, right? We did it. We did it back here. Whoa. They did it up there. So everyone wants to do it. Everyone wants to do it. They didn't see us. So if we see that pattern, pay attention, relax, and slow it down. Give yourself a space cushion.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, you say whoa, but do nothing about it. If you have time to say whoa, whoa a lot.
And is clearly at fault, but the crash could have been avoided if the biker had ridden further to the right and made himself more visible.
Yep.
What the Did you see that
Yeah. Yeah, I did too. Okay, we don't need to go through all of this.
Accidents. Most riders will experience target fixation at some point, and it often goes hand in hand with speed. So take it easy out there and slow down.
Slow it down. All right, so we got coming around the corner. There's some road. The road looks like crap. Oh, the road turns pretty sharp here, so slow it down. Oh, last second on that gravel. Yep, okay. So real quick. This road looks fine, right? Easy turn. Easy turn. Yeah, easy turn. Next one. Looks like it's an easy turn. Oh, we see sides of the vehicle is like, ooh, that means it's almost 90 degrees. So when you're going through the turns, you're like easy turn, easy turn, easy turn. You start getting complacent where you're like, every turn's going to be easy then. Okay? Complacency kills. So for cops, oh, I pulled this person over, this person over, this person over. Every one of them was safe. Everyone was easy. Everyone. And then you walk up to the next one, like every one of them, these are going to be safe. This one's going to be safe too. And then boom, something happens. Oh, this fire is going to be easy. Nothing's ever happened at these fires. Boom, boom, boom. And nothing. Boom, roof collapse. Complacency kills because you're getting to a point where you're not paying attention anymore. And you just think nothing's going to happen. Every turn is a new turn. Every turn needs to be mitigated and focused on as a new turn. Every single one. Is this one sharp? Is this one not? Is this one going to be dangerous? Is this one not? Every single one you're going to be having to focus and refocus and refocus and refocus. And this is why when you're riding a motorcycle for long distances, and especially going through the canyons for like an hour, you get mentally tired. You get mentally tired, which causes your body to get tired. That's why it's also good to have brakes here and there. This is why it's also good not to speed.
So take it easy out there and slow down.
Easy turn? Oh, next one's going to be easy. Very cool. All of them have been easy. This one's easy. Oh, very cool. All of them are going to be easy. I'm not going to change my speed because this speed has worked for every single turn. This thing has, all my skills have worked for every single turn, especially my speed, every single turn. This one is sharper. This one is a decreasing radius turn. maybe I should lower my speed and not be complacent and continue the same speed. That's the difference here. He maintained his speed for what he thought was the same kind of turn earlier. This one requires you to lower your speed. And this is why we got shot out to the very end. And he started now recognizing I should probably lower my speed during the turn. Do it before the turn. If you're doing it during the turn, we're going to have some panic moments. And then we go off onto the gravel side. Let's see what CrashBanditoNL says.
This rider got target fixated on the pole ahead. He managed to brake in time and was slowing down, but loose gravel took him out, and he slid. Fortunately, he walked away fine. Remember, look where you want to go, not at what you're trying to avoid. Slow down.
No.
Just real quick, I want to point that out. Look at that. Does that look like the other turns? Does this look like the other turns? This one, you got to slow it down a lot. Got to slow it down a lot more.
Remember, look where you want to go, not at what you're trying.
I'll be fine, don't worry.
In Riverside, California,
Interstate
on
91.
Interstate 91,
Anybody
a biker
been on
was
this?
riding with his 360
Interstate 91?
camera rolling when he captured just how dangerous some drivers can be. It's a reminder that no
See you
matter
later,
what,
Solid Snake.
you've got to stay alert and ready to react.
All right. Oh! Yeah, we've seen this one. Swerve out of the way, move out of the way. That car is going nuts.
If there had been just a 2-second difference, the rider could have been taken out for sure.
Good swerve,
So,
good swerve.
it's quick reflexes that
Good
likely
swerve.
saved him. This is why staying focused is so important. You never know when
Nothing to add.
going to make a reckless move, and having those extra seconds to react can make all the difference.
Good, good.
By the way, this is the Mazda driver.
You guys know the internet. People just say random stuff.
In Los Angeles,
Los
a biker was
Angeles.
riding with a passenger on the back, and as you'll see in the next clip, passengers need to be just as careful too.
Okay. What did the passenger do? What's the passenger gonna do? Keep your hands down, passenger. Stop moving around. Oh, geez. I think we got a thumbnail here.
The woman was okay, thankfully, but next time, wearing proper gear would have made a big difference.
Yeah, does she have road rash?
For passengers to hold onto the rider with both hands, not just one.
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, so right here, playing around, losing balance. It looks like her left foot on the peg slipped off. Right there. Grab the ground. She loses balance. There's not much of a seat on these sport bikes, guys. There's no backrest. That's why, like, if I'm ever having a passenger, I really just want to do it on a cruiser with a sissy bar so that she can lean back, or I'm not going to put a dude on there. Maybe my dog. I'll put my dog on there. But she fell off. One sec. Let's take a look. See the leggings? They don't do much. It got ripped up, got pulled up. She got some road rash. Crash Bandicoot.
Two friends were out for a ride, just trying
in the farms,
trying to have some fun. One on his dirt bike, the other on his ATV. But an angry farmer had plans to ruin their day.
Oh no!
Down this way.
Because a lot of this land and even these private roads it's private. It's you got to be careful. Farmers.
Marty, there's a car.
Grew up in Yuma, and there's a lot of farmers that really protect their land. Because a lot of here's the thing is they protect their land because if there's ever any disruption to the crops, like if animals get on there, they have to kind of get rid of it because feces and whatnot. And if you have oil, if you're riding in the farms, you're doing all these things, and it damages so much of their livelihood. So just gotta be careful. This looks like a public road though, so I don't see what the problem here when it comes to this looks kind of private. This looks like a private area, but maybe still public. See, riding on the property. Guys, don't be doing that. Don't be doing that.
Both of them. I'm sick of.
Ride on public lands.
Bro, I ain't telling you. You guys are tearing the shit out of my farm back here. You guys better stay off.
I've never rode here.
Huh?
I've never rode here.
Well, just stay off my property.
I just got the bike.
Get out of here. Hey, bro, let's get out of here.
Why you gotta throw a bottle at me?
Get out of here. Come on, bro. Get out of here.
Not very good at throwing things. He's angry. Just get away.
The friends took off, not knowing what they did wrong, but they had to turn around to get back to their house.
I'm sure they knew. I'm sure they knew.
Which meant passing the angry
How you been doing,
farmer's
P&W?
house.
Hope you're all doing. I hope you're doing well. Stupid kids. Wait, what, are we going back?
That was stupid.
Oh.
All right, guys, that's the end of this video. Probably never gonna ride here again, so.
A group of friends were out riding in the
Seattle.
Yellow City, but when you're not careful riding in a group, you can easily end up right into the back of your fellow rider.
Yeah, so ride your own ride, pay attention. A lot of these people are just kind of like, yeah. Right there. Okay, we're turning right. Guess what? There's a stoplight. Stoplight right there. You see it at the very tippity top. It's a red light. The guy was cruising. The second one was probably thinking, oh, they're going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. You know, they're not paying attention. It's kind of like when, you know, you're leaving a store with your girlfriend, you're holding her hand, and you're looking both ways for traffic, and she's not paying attention. Right? You're leading it. He's treating it like that. He's the little girlfriend. He's letting the person in front lead and not paying attention, and crashes because of it. Wasn't looking both ways himself, right? Wasn't looking for the hazards himself. In a relationship, that's perfectly fine. You just pull him back. It's like, what are you doing? But here, can't do that. Can't do that. The person just crashes because they're not paying attention. Ride your own ride. Pay attention. Take responsibility.
You good?
Made a mistake.
As they came out of the corner, the lead rider had to stop again for a red light, but the rider behind wasn't paying
on the rider.
attention. He panic braked and went down. It's a reminder to always stay focused and keep a safe distance between you and the rider ahead. In Queensland, Australia, a biker shows exactly why hitting a curb in a car
upside down.
might not be a big deal, but for motorcycles, it can be a real ride-ender.
Ride-ender. First crash after riding for 1.5 years. All right, so we have an intersection. Okay, we're looking both ways. Oh, turned a little too hard. Made a mistake.
The rider made the mistake by going into the corner, getting too close to the curb, hitting it with his wheel. To avoid this, don't cut corners too tight. Set up the corner wide, look through the turn, and keep a smooth, steady line.
Pretty self-explanatory, right? Don't cut the corner too short, right? Now let's think a little bit more. Let's add a little more context, maybe some assumptions here. It's at night. Let's say we got off work. We had a long day at work. We had like a 10, 12-hour shift, right? We left home when it was dark. We're coming home when it's dark. Let's just pretend, because this is a real thing, right? Maybe we're tired. Maybe we're exhausted. Maybe that we never had this issue before. We're always paying attention. This is a rookie mistake. We have 1.5 years in, first time ever crashing, but we're tired. We made a mistake. Okay? We're tired. So when you're riding and you need to recognize, oh, I'm tired, let's refocus, maybe take some breaks, let's breathe a little bit, but focus, take it slower. The whole point is just to get home. Let's just relax. Focus though, focus. You have to literally tell yourself focus. Almost like trying to stay awake, right? Stay awake. Come on, dude, stay awake. Like I'm watching a TV show that's boring as hell, but I really want to finish it because my girlfriend's sitting here and she really loves it. And if I fall asleep, she's going to smack me. So it's like, pay attention. Stay awake. Same thing here. Hey, if I'm not staying awake on a motorcycle, I'm going to crash. Stay awake. Focus. You have to constantly tell yourself that. And that's not good when you're on a motorcycle. But let's just assume that's what's happening here. He made a mistake because he's too tired. You know?
Going into the corner, getting too close to the curb, hitting it with his wheel.
Also this.
Avoid this. Don't cut corners too tight. Set up the corner wide, look through the turn, and keep a smooth, steady line.
Also that.
In the U.S., 34 million people live in poverty, and over 770,000 are homeless. Poverty and homelessness can affect anyone.
How's it going, man?
Yep.
You need something?
Let's see if this is just like a nice thing. Let's just finish off the video. This is nice.
I got you, okay? Got one heck of a shopping list here. Toilet paper's one, believe it or not. Definitely the wrong aisle. Some soup for my man. Where's the soup? Do you have soup in here? Where would I find soup? Right here. What do you think he likes?
Oh, there's music though. It's copyrighted. Sorry guys. So he's gonna. Thankfully, we have some subtitles here. Some soup, some water, some toilet paper. That's a lot of toilet paper though. I would probably just do some wipes. Obviously, not being able to use the showers and get some of the toilet paper in his butt crack for a while. So a little bit of wipes would be nice. He can also use it for like a shower. Wipe everything else. Not the same wipe, new wipe. But some food, some crackers. You know, nice. Thankfully, he got the one that's a pull tab. He didn't have to get a can opener too. So he's getting the pull tab ones. That's smart. I would give him the whole bag. Watch, he throws away the bag. He's like, now I got to hold all this stuff. Get the whole bag. You know, something you can carry it with. He's like, yeah, please put it back in the bag. I can't carry all this. You know, if you really want to be super nice, give him the receipt. Nah, don't do that because he'll just take everything back and then buy something else. Nice generosity. Love it. Always lend a hand, feed the hungry, help those in need, and show kindness to orphans. Show kindness to orphans. That's a very old orphan. Small act of good can do a long way because no idiot. Okay. Interesting. Very good. I appreciate the nice stuff that CrashBanditoNL did. Crash Bandito. Check them out. Also, there's links in the description for the new Smart Rider Drill booklet with discount. Go Practice 20 for 20% off. Practice your slow speed stuff in a parking lot. Get to learn how your bike functions with you, and then you'll actually become a better rider. You're going to practice your head and eye movement, your friction zone throttle control, body positioning, your target fixation, because you want to target fixate on the solution versus the problem. So many different things. But with that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and I'll see you guys on the next live stream. Orphan. Okay, now that we're not recording the copyrighted material, I want to hear what he had to say about the orphan thing.
You only got one. How about I get you another one? I'll give you. You want me to give it to him? I'll get you one. I'll get you.
This was the last one, Pyrite.
This one. Oh, the bag, huh? I probably shouldn't have ran away with that, huh?
Yeah, so give him the bag. Right. Yeah.
You enjoy, my man. God bless you. Have a good one, man.
So here's a message to all you Crash Bandito fans. Always lend a hand, feed the hungry, help those in need, and show kindness to orphans.
I think he meant homeless. If you find an orphan on the street, that's a bad day. But yeah, helped by 600 Liddy. Like those kids helped by, like those kids helped by. My brain is not working. It's a hard sentence to say. Like those kids helped by 600 Liddy.
Always lend small acts of good can go.
Make such bikers more famous. Okay. Maybe English second language. That's fine. It's hard to read. That's all. All right. All right. Grab those pizzas. Grab those pizzas. Crisscross applesauce right up front. Crisscross applesauce right up front in the office. Head back over here. Yes, we need to change that transition and those logos. Those are old logos. Probably need to make another stinger transformation. Need to make another stinger transformation for that. That's a lot of work. Maybe I'll hire someone to do that. Guys, we had 3 videos. 2 of them were 50 minutes long. All right, Motogaga. I'll see you later. I gotta get these challenge coins out. Oh, I got a lot of work to do. It's 11:40. Not too bad. Not too bad. But we got. So that's gonna be probably 5 videos total. We're gonna have to upload those, get those edited this week. Got some work to do. Got some meal prep to do. I like to have some ground beef and some rice, make some meal prep. And then I got some editing to do, some work to do, got some packing to do, got a workout to do. Got some stuff to do. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys ride safe, be safe. Remember, we do have the booklets available right now. There's a discount. Links in the chat. I'll put another link. Link's pinned at the chat. I'll put another one in the chat. Let me go ahead and do this real quick. Get 20% off. Use code GoPractice20. GoPractice20. And you get 20% off. 20% off the drills and everything. But guys, with that said, I'm going to head out. I am a little sleepy, so I'm going to probably take a nap. Just kidding. I'm going to just power through everything. Get some work done. But with that said, guys, I'm going to get going. I will talk to you guys soon. We have another live stream on Tuesday. But yeah, I got some packing to do. I'm going to get some stuff done this week and next. Is it this week? I got 9 days before I have to move out. So I have to make sure everything's good. So I'll see you guys later.